Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride till I hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live here on February the 24th, 2022. Coming up on the 4:30 hour Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. We are live. The screen look a little cloudy. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to make this clean. Give me a second. Hopefully that's a better look. Make it a little clean on y'all. All right, man, that should be better. All right, man, y'all make sure you hit the like button because you already know I'm going through a little notification war with YouTube. It is what it is, but we're gonna keep on continue to put out this great content. But punch the like button. Let's at least do that as we continue to get people to join the conversation. This is gonna be a good stream, man, because the one thing that no one can run from, the one thing that no one can get upset about, well, they do anyway, are facts. Facts, ladies and gentlemen. You know, everybody wants to argue and talk about feelings and emotion and what they think and how they feel. You know, I feel like this is what happened. I think this would happen. I believe this would happen. But when facts enter the room, all those feelings, emotion, what you think and what you believe go out the window. At least we would hope that it does. But in today's world, it tends not to. And that's when we enter the realm of delusion. We're about to talk about some facts. There was some data that was released yesterday, courtesy of Josh Holtz. Salute to Josh Holtz for releasing his data. One thing I can tell you, he's going to release whatever information that's out there. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to give you what you want to hear or give you what you don't want to hear. He's just going to give you the information. And when he released all these data points and statistics and information, I went and I looked at them and I broke them down and I said, gosh, no one's talking about this? Nobody's talking about these data points? All these facts? Nobody's even mentioning it. And I know everybody's just about seeing it, but nobody's talking about it. Well, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to break it all down, what it means. And it's about Tua Tagovailoa, the numbers no one is talking about. And these are the most fair numbers that you can get from evaluating a quarterback because they're numbers on ratios and percentages based off of your peers in the league, regardless of the situation you're in. Regardless of the situation you're in. We got the final numbers, what a quarterback does when they're under pressure, when they're not, their accuracy, their big time throws, distance, everything. We got it all. And when I looked at it, I got a freaking headache, man. Because I looked at so much data that was so unfavorable that I got a headache and I started to get mad. That's neither here nor there. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the room. Let's at least get 50 likes, y'all, as we wait on YouTube to send some notifications out, all right? So punch that like button. All right? All right, man. Let's go ahead and dive in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to help y'all out. I'm going to try to share this and put some of it on the screen so you all can see what I see. Can you see what I see? All right, let's go off of Chrome tab. We're going to go to Twitter. That's what we'll do. Give me a second. We're going to pull up what we could pull up. All right. Let's do this. This is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So, first chart we want to talk about. The left side is the routes that were being run. And the right side are the targets. Okay? Are the targets. Do you see the bottom of the screen? The purple, the purple is below average, white is average, and red is above average. Okay? So let's focus on the below average. Matter of fact, let's start with the above average. Basically shows you where Tua Tagovailoa is off the chain, where he's hot, the routes are being ran, and where the targets are coming. Do you all see this? The red areas. The short and intermediate areas is where we're throwing the ball, obviously, right? The direct middle of the field, as you can see with the targets on the right side, we are below average. We're just not getting it done in the middle of the field and on the outsides. The left side on the outside is better than the right side on the outside. But the middle of the field is the glaring data points that you should pay attention to on a heat map. We have no action in the middle of the field, none whatsoever. We just can't convert. But when we watch film every week, this is where we're seeing guys wide open all the time. This is where it is. The short gain and the flat. Look at the deepest areas, the deepest color areas. Look on the right map, the zero line coming across in the deepest red area is literally about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Such a shame. The deepest area on the right side of the field is like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. This is where your ball is getting targeted majority of the time. And these are those slip screens with the tight ends coming out in motion and they catching a little 1-2 yard pass and they running for the yards at the catch. I know it's blurry, CB83. This is what I got, bro. Sorry. This is what I got. Now, actually, the field and stuff, that's going to be blurry, unfortunately, okay? But if you can see my mouse, which you should, this is the line of scrimmage. The dark areas on the left and the right, the first dark areas, that is literally 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. The 5 yard line is the other dark areas. That is the 5 yard line. Anything past the 5-6 yard line, it starts to fade. We're barely ever throwing the ball. And this isn't a secret here because short intermediate, right? Short intermediate. This is what we were doing. But the main thing you got to pay attention to is the purple right down the middle of the field and outside the numbers on the right side. And a little shade on the left side, but we put it up a little more over there, it looks like. So we have to focus on the middle of the field. Somebody said that deep red is the flat. No, the flat is behind the line of scrimmage. Just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's only considered the flat if the ball lands behind the line of scrimmage. This is actually 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. These are those tight end dump offs when they on the right side of the line and they come across like they're going to block, but they slip out and he throws that quick one for 2 yards and then they run for 10 for the first down. That's what a lot of this is. We've seen this on film over and over and over. These are not passes to the flat. That red that you see is legitimately tight end slipping out those or bubble screens. Once a running back out of the flat goes past the line of the scrimmage, he's no longer considered the flat because the flat is under the line of scrimmage behind it. So this is the first data point that really proves the point that we have issues in the middle of the field where we're not even throwing the ball. Look, targets, y'all, below average. We don't even throw it in the middle of the field. We don't even throw it in the middle of the field. And the sad part is you could see our offense was built that way due to and again, whether you want to agree with this or not, they already know what Tua is strong in and what he's not strong in. So they try not to run many routes in the middle of the field. because even if you look on the left side in the route chart, above average, you see that red hollow coming across the middle. That red hollow, that means a lot of guys are coming across the field in the 10-yard range, which we see on film. And on the right side, it shows you we just never throw it. It shows you we don't even throw it. And we see this on film in every study we do, a wide open guy, 10 yards in the middle of the field coming across, and we don't even throw it. Or behind the linebackers under the safety, and we don't even throw it. Don't even throw it. So this is very interesting. Very interesting. But it's kind of what we knew. I know a lot of people wanted to make, little excuses here and there, but it's kind of what we knew, okay? But let's go to some other data points, okay? Let's go to some other data points on here that are very interesting. Throws by route, passer rating, and target percentage, okay? As you see, hitting the flats, we throw it in the flat about 4% of the time. And we got like an 86% passer rating, which it should be high when it's short. We throw it out 9% for the little short tight ends. You see that? 8% over here. And we got a very high passer rating. Okay. As you see, the slants, we throw those 13% of the time, and that is our highest passer rating throwing a simple slant. And we know that. He hits Devontae Parker, Gesicki, and Waddle on those all the time. All the time. 13% of the time we throw the slant. And that's 111 rating. The out route, as you see, 12%. We're running at about a 97% rating. Another quick 5 and out, 7 and out, 8 and out, whatever. That is all your short stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So when you put it together, you're looking at almost about 50% of your throws, half of your throws already short. Now, when you start to get in that intermediate area, bam, the deeper out, 5% of the time we don't throw it as much in the intermediate. And it's a bad throw anyway for him, only a 46 passer rating when he does it. Then the hitch route, we throw that 14% more than anything, but it's a bad rating, 68.1%. This is that intermediate part of the field. We just not good in the intermediate. Then, shockingly, your post routes and things of those natures, deep crossing, we only throw those 2% either way. We don't even throw those at all. 2% of the time we throw a post or anything. On the right side, 39.6 rating, trash, but on the left side, 88.7 rating, which is solid. And those are your few that are converted. And this is the go route. Whether you're on the left side or the right side, whatever you may be, we do those 9% of the time, and we got a good rating of 86.3. And a lot of the times, that's more of the 50-50 balls that Parker and those guys come down with and make heck of plays. So this is what we're doing. We're throwing a lot of short. We're not throwing much deep at all, but we have a good percentage with the 50-50 on them. In the intermediate, we're just bad. We're just bad, okay? All right, let's keep it moving. Next one. Well, these are actually some give me a second. These are actually some data points that Josh pointed out that was pretty good as well, which we're going to show in a moment. Some other key metrics. Tua ranked 28th in big time throw percentage. Tua was 30th in turnover worthy plays. Tua had a 103 passer rating, 13th when kept clean. Tua had a 55.3 passer rating, 28th when pressured. Most of Miami's pressures came from right tackle Jesse Davis and Liam Eichenberg, 34. All right, let's go to some more data. Let's keep it moving because it just gets more and more interesting. This was the most interesting one to me. Y'all may not be able to see it well, but this is the eye opener. This is the passer rating versus time to throw. The passer rating is the vertical, up and down, okay? The time to throw is the lateral. So on the left side is the minimum time to throw, 2 or less seconds, 2.1 to 2.5, then 2.6 to 3, then 3 or more. Do y'all see a problem with this? Do y'all see a problem with this chart? Why is his passer rating getting worse the more time he gets to throw? This is the eye-opener one that people need to pay attention to. This is why when we went through that Jets, that Saints, in that Tennessee game, why we were all so mad because we ran the ball well and he had time to throw the ball and he just looked bad. Because everybody say you put everything around him, he'll look better. But those 3 games, he had protection, the run game was solid, and he looked the worst. But when you put his whole season together, this is a shocker. These are the final numbers. The longer he had to throw the ball, the worse he looked. This is not good. This is backwards to me. Now, somebody said in the comment section, TD, everyone's passer rating gets worse the more time they have to throw. Let's look. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look down at the bottom. They break it down, the 2 seconds or less. The 2 seconds or less, all of the categories are broke down in these raw numbers down here. I want to pay attention to some of the raw data. Why is it that it also shows the longer he has to throw the ball, his on-target percentage gets worse? You have a longer time to throw the ball, but your on-target percentage is worse and worse. Your sack percentage, the longer you have to throw the ball, gets worse. That's an indication of holding on to the ball. You get sacked 1.3% of the time when you got 2.2 seconds or less because you're getting rid of it quick, right? But why, when you get more time, you're getting sacked more? Shouldn't you be throwing the ball away? Now, I expect some of these to have a gradual improvement, but not 4 and 5 times more. Close it for me, Carter. Pressure percentage goes up the more time you have to throw the ball. Average distance to throw the ball, that makes sense. It goes up. That's natural. Yards per attempt goes up. Yards per play goes up. We're not going to get into EPA because that's the worst. That's your impact on scoring, which Tua has one of the lowest in the league. EPA, those things are basically saying every play that you run, what impact does it have to score? And he has one of the worst in the league. I don't understand how it can be that drastic of a drop. With 2 or less seconds, you got a 109 passer rating. With 3 or more seconds, you got a 67 passer rating. I'm sorry. That is an issue. That's like getting him help, then what? Getting him help, then what? Giving him 3 seconds to throw the ball every time. What is that going to do? Let's go to another one. The good old accuracy, right? Accuracy key metrics, what everybody talk about, right? This is what everybody talks about, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. So as y'all can see, you know, accurate is right where that big old green bubble is, right? In front, back, high, overthrow, low, underthrow. You know, you got all that stuff. You got all that stuff, okay? This one's an interesting chart as well. Well, let me go back. We'll get there soon. This is interesting, okay? So at the bottom over here on the right, it talks about accuracy above, below rest of the NFL by depth. Now, this is accuracy by depth, ladies and gentlemen. This is your teller right here where you ain't got to argue with people no more. This is the one that tells you everything you need to know. This is the one. Tua with 0. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading that correct. Tua with 0 to, I think, 0 to 5 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Man, I want to blow this up. Give me a second. I want to blow this up because it looks better on my phone where I can see it just fine. Thanks for y'all patience. I'm pulling it up on something else too. All right. I believe what this is 0 to 5 yards to a. Oh my gosh, why is this thing moving on me on my other screen? Wait a second. Crap. Can you put it bigger, please? That's what I'm trying to figure out how I could do that through Twitter. It's not letting me. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, I'll be able to navigate it better this way. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so what you're seeing on the right side, that green line coming across, that is the average in the NFL, y'all. That is the average in the NFL. Okay? These are accuracy percentages. Do you know that behind the line of scrimmage, Tua is less accurate than the NFL by negative 3%? That is behind the line of scrimmage. So your flats, your bubble screens, and all of that, he is not accurate. That is behind the line of scrimmage, okay? 0 to 9 yards is the next one. He's deadly. He's way above the league average. He killing them. Look at him. He is killing the league. In 0 to 9 yards, he's above the league average. So anything up to 9 yards, he murdering the league. Now, 10 to 19 yards, he's one of the worst in the entire NFL. 10 to 19 yards, he is one of the worst passers in the NFL. And 20 plus yards, he's above average. The problem is, and I'm going to show you all that in a second, his sample size is so small. He has a large sample size for 0 to 9 and not 10 to 20, 10 to 19. 20 plus, he actually is above the league average, but when you break down the raw numbers, his sample size is so small. But again, pointing out something that I continue to tell people that are an issue, the intermediate 10 to 19 yard range, Tua's just not good at. This is where this is why I said on the last stream, if you want to know what Tua needs to do in the offseason to improve, go get you 3 linebackers and 2 safeties, give a cover two look, and work on throwing over the linebackers under the safeties in those windows. Somebody says, so his 20 plus don't count? Yeah, it counts. He's above average with 20 plus, but I'm going to show you something with that. I'm trying to help y'all see. So let me give you an example. If you got 100 passes, right? If 5 passes are behind the line of scrimmage and he's below average at it, I don't look at it as a big deal because it's only 5 passes out of 100 behind the line of scrimmage. Now, if 40 passes are 0 to 9 and he's this high, this man is on point with those 0 to 9 yards. That's amazing. But then the 10 to 19, another 40, maybe even 50 passes. He struggles. That's not good at all. And then 20 plus, if it's only 10 passes, you get, that's a good thing, but it's a small sample size. And I'm going to show you some more stats to show you what I'm talking about. So, no, you don't want to discount the fact that he throws the ball well past 20 yards. The problem is he ain't throwing it enough, especially if the opportunity is there. And we about to see some stats that show you that. Here we go. Look distribution, ladies and gentlemen. Percentage of throws by separation. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody again about receiver separation. I don't want to hear nothing again from nobody about receiver separation. What the Miami Dolphins dealt with was just about the average of what any other team deals with in the NFL. I know y'all want to highlight it more for Miami to make it seem like we're the only one with the issue, but this is the average for the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. This is the average. Let's break it down. Okay? The green is the league average. Tight windows. The league average is 20%. We ran 23. Is that a big difference, ladies and gentlemen? Out of all of our all throws in the NFL, 20 of them are usually tight windows. We ran 23. Is that big of a difference? Where we going to complain and say, oh, Tua got more tight windows? Is that big of a difference with tight coverage? We are close right there with the league average. Step closing. That means you're like 1 or 2 steps. You got 1 or 2 steps where you can close on the ball. The league average is 25 and we were 26. The league average is 25 on separation in those situations, and we got 26. Is there this big difference like we are any different from anybody else? Wide open. The league average is 54. We're 52. Is there really that big of a difference, ladies and gentlemen? Wide open receivers, the league average is 54 and we are 52. Well, our receivers don't get any separation. We get the league average. We get the league average. This is why I try to tell y'all all these false narratives that people want to paint just to make their point. I want to know why they're not talking about any of these numbers. Why is no one talking about any of these numbers? It ain't over. Let's go down to the bottom. They got mad at me when I say he was a first read quarterback. They got mad at me when I say he was a first read quarterback. The league average on first reads is 67%. Tua Tagovailoa 75. The league average on first read is 67. Tua operates at 75. The second read, league average is 11%. Tua is 11%, which is good. He's right there with league average on the second read. Check down, league average is 7%. Tua's at 4%. I want to talk about this real quick because it paints a picture, y'all. It paints a picture. Let me show y'all the picture it paints. First of all, he's going to his first read right away. Anytime he's forced to go to a second read, he's doing it on league average. But the problem with Tua Tagovailoa, one of the biggest areas where he can improve next year, is the check down. The league average is 7%, but he's operating at 4%. Why is Tua not checking down? Why doesn't he check down as much? Some people say he can't see the check down. Maybe that's a part of it. Scramble drill. That's whenever, hey, you may be forced out of the pocket and you're trying to make something happen on the run. The league average doing that is 5%. Two is 2%. 2%. The scheme, league average 10%. Two is 9%. That's good. That's about league average. And that's really the stuff like your jet sweeps, your quarterback keeper, bubble screens, all that stuff where you're not really going through reads. You're actually, the play is designed, the scheme is to jet sweep. That's not a read. You see what I mean? So that's on par with the rest of the league. Now, here's where it gets interesting. On the first read, the league average is 55%, and Tua is 61% with accuracy. He's more accurate on his first reads, but he's doing them more than anybody. But here's where the real issues come with Tua Tagovailoa. This is why I say he's a first read guy that can't read a defense. On his second read that he does, just like everybody else in the league at the same clip at 11%, the league average for accuracy percentage on the second read is 52%. Tua is 36.1%. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Every time we play a team that take away that first read, the league average is 52%, and he's doing it at 36% going to a second read. 36%. That is the one that's eye-glaring. That is the one that should tell you what you need to know about a quarterback reading defenses. When they take away your first read, the league average is 52, and yours is 36. There ain't no making this up. There ain't no making that up. That second read is a nightmare for him. And everybody argue with me every week. Oh, look, I just seen him make a second read. In a nice throw, he does go through his progressions. 75% of his throws are first read. 3 out of every 4 passes, he hits his first read. What are y'all talking about? Talk about this man go through his progressions and reading his 3 out of every 4 passes is his first read. Right here in front of you. And then when he forced to go to his second read, the league average is 52% and he's 36. It's a nightmare. Let me show you how bad the second read is for Tua. Look at the category that says uncatchable percentage. These are balls you throw that are uncatchable. First read, the league average is 21.6. Tua killing them with 18.9. He always throwing a nice first read ball. Second read, the league average is 25.2. Tua jumps all the way to 36.1. 36.1 on a second read. 10% higher than the rest of the league. %10 higher when he go to his second read. Another thing I discovered, Tua Tagovailoa need to learn how to throw the ball away. Look at the scramble drill category. That's when the pocket collapses and you got to get out of there and try to make a play. The league average on uncatchable balls when you scramble is 34. Tua is 60. He throwing balls that are uncatchable when he scrambles. Stop doing it. Just throw it away because some of them could get picked, man. Here's the big one right here. Here's the big one. Big time throw percentage, y'all. Y'all know what a big time throw percentage is? Do y'all know what a big time throw percentage is? Let me read it for you, just so you know. Make sure we clear on what the meaning is of a big time throw. Here we go. Big BTT percentage means throws that are very difficult and require excellent ball placement, touch, and are in tight windows. These passes are also typically downfield. The rest of the league throw it at 5.1% on the first read. Tua is 2.6. So why is he so deadly accurate on his first reads? All his categories on the first reads are blowing everybody in the NFL out. He's one of the best in the NFL, but when it comes to big time throws on first read, he's half of what the NFL average is. Half of what the NFL average is. It's concerning. Big time throws when you out of the pocket scrambling, 7.8% average in the NFL for big time throws when you're scrambling out of the pocket. Tua 0%. 0%. These are throws outside of the pocket. And when I come to think of it, I'm like, dang, do he got any big throws outside of the pocket? You know how Mahomes, Allen, and all of them be running towards the sideline and they throw that big pass and bam, they hit him. I don't remember any. I remember somewhere he avoided the pressure and he slid up, but it was still considered the pocket. But nothing outside of the pocket he's converted on, 0%. 0%. So we don't have that big play ability when you escape the pocket as far as hitting it downfield. Now here's the big category. Turnover-worthy play percentage. For those who don't know what turnover-worthy play percentage is, it is the percentage of the quarterback's passes that had a high chance of being a turnover or just simply plays where the quarterback wasn't being careful with the ball. On the first read, the league average is 3.5. Tua is 5.3. Which proves my point that he's going to throw the ball anyway. Even on the first read where he's accurate, he has a much higher turnover-worthy percentage than everybody else, even in the check down. Now let's go back down to the scramble drill. Look at this one. This is the real telling one. The scramble drill. This is why Tua need to stop trying to escape the pocket, throw the freaking ball away. When Tua scrambles out of the pocket to try to make a play, the league average on turnover-worthy plays are 6%. Tua Tagovailoa is 22.2. Throw the freaking ball away. Do y'all notice this man never throws the ball away? But he can't throw it away because it's going to hurt his completion percentage. If Tua threw the ball away as much as he should, he wouldn't have a 70 or whatever percent. He would probably be 4 points less in completion percentage. Got to. Oh, I love to get Joe Burrow's DDW. I want to see if he has the correlations, though. It ain't just the fact that you threw to a first read all the time. I want to see what his accuracy was in big time throws was. What his turnover ratio, turnover worthy play was in those first reads. That's what I want to see. It's not just the fact that you threw your first read all the time, but when you threw it, were any of them big time throws? What was that on par with the league? What was the turnover worthy plays? Did your percentage get drastically worse with more time to throw the ball? Because the more time Tua had to throw the ball, his passer ratio was less and less. Drubbatron, I'm not looking at him out of context, bro. How can you look at something out of context when they're just right here in front of you? You hit the first read 75% of the time. That's what you are, okay? You're pretty accurate in it. You're doing good on your uncatchables. But big time throws, you're half of what the league is on the first read. Turnover worthy plays, you almost double the league. How am I throwing it out of context? These are raw data. But I want to see what Joe Burrow versus Tua's next read is, the second read. When the league average is 52 and Tua is 36. When the uncatchable rate is 25, but Tua is 36. Don't say it's out of context. I can tell you now, if I had Joe Burrows in front of me, trust me, those areas would be beautiful to look at. And you said I need to compare it to other quarterbacks, Drubbatron. This is compared to other quarterbacks. This is versus all quarterbacks, Drubbatron. League average versus what you're doing. League average versus what you're doing. Doug said Joe Burrow next read is 7%. No, Doug. I said accuracy percentage and uncatchable rate. Accuracy percentage and uncatchable rate. I'm not worried about the first row. You're a first read. But in that 7%, go ahead and tell me what his accuracy percentage is and his uncatchable rate is. Those are the stats that matter. Because if Tua's next read accuracy rate was at league average, we'd been in the playoffs. If Tua's next reads uncatchable rate was league average, we'd be in the playoffs. That's how that works. I didn't know what that meant, Doug, when you said accuracy is 70. I don't think he's that much better than the league average. Is Joe Burrow a 70% in that category? That's unheard of. I don't think he's that good. Uncatchable is 8.1. I don't think it's that good. If it is that good, then man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That would be insanely crazy good. Drubberson at TD Fans Talk. Yes, he is. Then if he is, then that shows you clear as day. Tua can't even compete. That is crazy. If that's his numbers, that's insanely good. I know Joe Burrow good, but I ain't gonna say that man is that good. Come on now. That's a whole nother level on second reads. Nah, Drubbertron, I don't know what you talking about. Anyway, man, back to this. Because Doug say he gonna email me the numbers anyway. And back to this until I get that. That way I can put some side by side. All right. See, I think that was all I was trying. Like I said, I don't want to go over EPA because Tua's already know he's the last one in the league. Last in the league on EPA. That's good right there. Y'all give me a second, because what I'll do, I want to wait just in case. Hey, Doug, are you sending it now? Because I'd rather do it live. I'd rather do it live. TD show his accuracy. We already went over that. We already went over the accuracy chart and stuff. Remember, I showed you this at the bottom right too. Passes behind the line of scrimmage, he's below the league average. From 0 to 9 yards, he's killing the league average. From 10 to 19 yards, which is the intermediate throw, he is horrible. He's one of the worst in the NFL. In the deep ball, he's above league average. The only problem with that is the sample size is so small. Did you send it already, Doug? Let's see if he sent it, because I want to do it live with y'all, some comparison. Nah, don't leave, Drubbertron. The number's coming, Drubbertron. Don't leave. Oh man. All right, good night, Drubbertron. Keep me moving the goalposts. Just sent. Let me see. I don't see it yet. Let me give it a minute to load. All right, it just came up, Doug. Let me see. All right. Give me a second. Gosh, man. Gosh. Doug, I would have never thought this was real, bro. Bro, this man is just good, man. Dang. Who is this, bro? You sure this Burrow? Let me see. I don't see no name on here. Green Eagle Burrow. Yep, it is Burrow. Gosh. Oh. This man is just great, man. Bro, I didn't even know these was his numbers. Man, I gotta hold on. I gotta figure out a way to put this up. Let me let me airdrop this to my MacBook so I can put it on the screen for y'all. Oh my gosh, man. Now, oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Bro, I could have guessed and been way wrong. I would have still been favorable to him, but been way wrong. Way wrong. Bro, I don't even want to show these numbers, Doug, because it's a further knock on Tua, bro. Let's just call it what it is. First read percentage, next read percentage. I don't even know if it's fair to even show the numbers, Doug. Let's just be honest, man. I'm just going to listen. Joe Burrow's good. It doesn't matter if it's the first read, second read. He don't have many uncatchable balls. He don't have oh my gosh. How are these numbers real? Bro, I bet you them some of the top in the league, Doug. If you got, okay, give me give me Aaron Rodgers. Like, if you got Aaron Rodgers, send those to me, bro, because I want to compare them because this is insane good. LOL, you should see his on target with less than 2 seconds. Bro, I got to be 100,000% with you. I had no idea it was this good. I've never taken the time to go look at Burrow's numbers. I just always was like, he better. But I'm like putting him closer to the average or a little above. This man, bro, these got to be top 3 numbers in the league with the real QB stats, bro. I want, bro, if you got Aaron Rodgers, send those to me. The man won the MVP. If you got Rodgers and Brady, send those to me. I got to compare Burrows to those because this is the next level, bro. This is not even realistic. Hold on. Did I airdrop it? Man, why am my airdrop not showing up and I'm right next to the computer? That don't make no sense. Drubbertron gonna tell me I'm taking it out of context. Go look at other quarterbacks. Yeah, there you go, Drubbertron. Aaron Rodgers is worse. God, dog, that boy Burrow. That boy Burrow. That ain't even realistic, man. Man, I don't know why let me just log into my email on the computer. Why I'm tripping. I got to show y'all these side-by-side numbers now. I don't want to hear nothing about how old this man is. We talk about how you look in your first read, how you look in your second read. This is what, let me give y'all an example, right? Let me give y'all an example what I'm saying here. This man on his first read is more accurate than Tua. He has a better uncatchable percentage, barely, but they're close. Big time throws, almost triples Tua's. But what I want to pay attention to is the next read, the second read, when it's supposed to get harder. They took the first away from you. What do? That's what the one you want to pay attention to. The league average is 52. Tua is 36. Joe Burrow is freaking 70.3. You could take away his first read any time of the day. He's sticking it to you. Oh, you took away first? Got you. Oh my gosh. His uncatchable second read. The league average, listen to this, y'all. The league average on uncatchable second reads is 25. Tua has 36 uncatchable %. 1 out of every 3 is uncatchable. Actually, a little more than that. Just trying to give him a favor. 1 out of every 3 is uncatchable. Joe Burrow, 8%. 1 out of every 10 almost is uncatchable. You can't make this stuff up, and this is the second freaking read. Do you know how sickening amazing that is? See, CB83 talk about he got 3 dogs at wide receiver. We got 1 dog at nope. Let's go to them green dots. Oh my gosh, he ain't getting no great separation either. Let me pull it up on the screen. Burrow ain't getting great separation either. Y'all done messed up today. Oh, Doug done threw a wrench in the game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is embarrassing. Look. This is Tua again. The league average is 23. No, the league average is 20. Tua is 23. Joe Burrow is right at the league average at 20. He get just as much separation as anybody else in tight windows. Step close. The league average is 26. Joe Burrow get 29. 3 points more, and you want to say that that's separation? 3 points more than the rest of the league? 1 step separation, the league average is 26, and he getting 29. That ain't no difference. And wide open, the league average for wide open is 51. Hold on, let me see. 54, excuse me. Joe Burrow get 51. And Tua get more wide open than him at 52. Tua get more wide open receivers than Joe Burrow. Tua gets more wide open receivers than Joe Burrow. No candy. Bye-bye. And close my door. Tua get more wide open receivers than Joe Burrow. The league average is 54% wide open receivers. Both of them under the league average, but Tua's is 52 and Burrow is 51. Get out of here with that receiver crap. And let me tell you why he still makes it work. Because them receivers wouldn't get no separation in the playoffs. Tell me I'm wrong. Doug done messed the game up today, man. Oh my gosh, he done sent me Burrow numbers. Lordy G. Oh. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Oh. Doug said, I will say this, though. With less than 2 seconds to throw, Tua has an 85.7 on target on 41% of the attempts. Now, that was good. Remember, he's one of the best in the on the first read, of course. Can you send me Burrow's numbers in that? That's interesting to me. I would love to see what Burrow's numbers were on that. I want to see with more and more time who gets better, because Tua gets worse with more time with his passer rating. The chart shows he's off the chart with the first 2 seconds or less. Everything under that, his passer rating gets worse when he gets more time. Let me say that again. When he gets more time, it gets drastically worse. When he get more than 3 seconds, he got like a 60 passer rating. When he get 2 or less seconds, he got like 100 and something passer rating. How you get that much worse with more time? With 3 seconds to throw, he is 65.6 on target with 18%. So 41% of his throws are under pressure. Who is that? I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't know which one you were talking about. And you said 41% are under pressure. I don't know, is that Tua or Burrow? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I need to get these boys charts side by side. That's Tua. Okay, cool. So 41% of the time he under pressure. That's 2 out of every 5. On target with 18%. So, and what they say is, let me see, he's 28th in the league under pressure, though. I'm not talking about how many pressures you have, how successful you are under pressure. He's 28th in the league. So he's actually not that good under pressure. We're not talking about how many pressures you get. We're talking about how you perform under pressure, and he's 28th in the league. Let me pull some of that up so some of y'all can see it. I think it was 28. Let me make sure. Tua is ranked 28th in big time throws, so that's bad. Tua has 30 in turnover worthy plays. That's bad. Here it is. Tua had a 55.3 passer rating, 28th when pressured. So we getting some mixed stats. It's saying that he had a 55.3 passer rating when pressured, 28th in the league. So this is how you rank when you get pressured. This ain't how many pressures you get. We know he get pressure more than anybody else, but from a ratio standpoint, he's one of the worst in the NFL handling it. 27 quarterbacks handle pressure better than him. "27 quarterbacks in the NFL handle pressure better than him." That's what it comes down to. Burrow had 2 seconds to throw, only 35% of the time compared to 41. So a 6% difference. So he gets more time, and on target 84.2% compared to Tua 85.7. So they virtually the same, but Tua has to deal with it more. But I want to know how the pressure percentage for Burrow. What was Burrow's passer rating with when under pressure? That's the one I want to know. Tua's passer rating under pressure is 55. Tua's a rhythmic passer. I accept that. Okay. All right. You're a rhythmic passer. He's a rhythmic passer. Scale down playbook for Tua, open and wide up for Burrow, but we want mediocre play. And Burrow almost triples him in big time throws. Mean deep passes that are aggressive, tight windows, taking shots, and to put up the numbers that he puts up. I will put big money his stats change drastically next year for the better. I would too. Tua's numbers should go up. You should have more time to throw the ball, less to focus on. It's just a matter of how much, though. I don't like people be arguing, and I keep saying the same thing. It's how much does it go up? 95 for Burrow. This chart says that under 2 seconds to throw, Tua is a 108.7 passer rating. Not the seconds, Doug. There's also a stat that says when under pressure. Because 2 seconds ain't the only, all of them are under pressure. You can be under pressure with 3 seconds. Pressure just means it's getting close to you, it's coming, regardless of how much time. I'm wondering what Burrow's passer rating is when pressured, not just the time. Because 2 seconds can provide a pressure, 3 seconds can provide a pressure, 4 seconds you can still be pressured in. That's the stat that I want to see. Because everybody, well, Tua got pressured the most. That doesn't matter to me. You're 28th in the league and how you handle it. Let me give you an example. If Tua gets pressured 100 times, right? And Burrow gets pressured 50 times. Burrow might have converted 25 out of those 50. Tua might have converted 25 out of those 100. So Tua handles pressure at a 25% rate. Burrow handles it at a 50% rate, which tells you if Burrow got pressured 100 times, he would have had 50 connections. So that's why I want to see what Burrow's passer rating was while under pressure. I got you, Doug. I'm finna drop the link now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Doug dropped that data. I thought I had all the data. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is crazy to me. I ain't know Burrow was that crazy off the charts. Because everybody was like, well, Burrow got this. What Burrow did with that. Burrow only need his first read, too. Burrow, and I keep telling y'all, the issue ain't that Tua's going to his first read. The issue is when they take it away from you, how do you handle your second? That's why I be arguing with people. I'm like, I don't have a problem that he has a high first read, but I told you he's first read, and Burrow's first read too. But what do you do when they take that first read away? That next read, what do your numbers look like? Tua is trashing it, and Burrow is like the best in the league. That's the versatility of your quarterback. So when you create this cookie cutter offense that looks good for him, what happens when they take that away? What happens when they take that away? It's what I keep telling y'all. I don't care what offense they create. Well, we're going to create a good offense where they can get the ball out quick and make it easy for Tua. Applaud. That's all good. But when you play the best of the best and they take that away, how is he going to handle it? What's up, Doug? Why you do that to me today, man? Why you do that, man?
I was about to make a video too, and then I was like, "Oh, TD's live. Let me check him out." And then I'm like, "Where the hell is he getting these numbers from?"
Doug, they gonna feel like you trying to set Tua up, bro.
Apparently, I'm a two and near. I got called a two and near yesterday in one of my comments.
Man, talk to me. Oh, well, you got the numbers in front of you?
Yeah, I got the. It's like, dude, it's like 500-600 pages of every quarterback.
Are you in the PFF?
Yeah.
See, I need to go ahead and add the subscription again. I literally cut it off at the beginning of this month because we're in off season.
Do you
I said I'm gonna cut it off.
Do you have Honey? Do you have the Honey extension on your browser?
No, I have the Elite PFF.
I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna help you out with your PFF.
Well, I don't know what you said about Honey, but okay, I guess. I'm married now, Doug. Don't get me in trouble.
Hey, if I can get you a discount, you better give me some Honey.
Oh man.
So I have different passer ratings for different things. So
categories.
So for the blitz, right, this year, he was blitzed about 27% of the time. His passer rating was a 92.5. Tua.
Who is that? Tua?
Yeah. And
blitz,
then
and that was 20 what?
27% of the time he was blitzed.
And his passer rating was what?
92.5.
That ain't bad.
No, it dropped from last year. Last year he was blitzed 35% with a passer rating of 101.6.
He's still doing good in that area. I'm not knocking that. I mean, what do you consider a average passer rating?
Probably in the 80s.
Yeah, I say 92 is still good for Tua, especially 90s. On the blitz.
Pass rating non-blitzed, he was not blitzed 73% of the time, and his passer rating was an 89.2.
Hold on, when he's not blitzed,
when he's
it's
not
worse.
Blitzed.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give him slack on that, and here's why. Because when he blitz, that slant window opens up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a give and take. When they don't blitz, it's tougher for that window. But once again, that's a symptom of a limited offense. Okay. Did you have the Burrow number for when pressured? What was the passer rating?
See, this is what they have for them.
That's the one I just can't seem to find, but that's the one that I want to know.
They have like this accuracy map, and it looks like a weather map. It's crazy.
You mean it shows where blue and red?
Yeah, it shows where he's most accurate, and it's on the numbers. It's on the outside. He's not that accurate in the middle and the sidelines.
Yeah.
It's on the numbers where he's the most accurate.
Yeah, I show that. It's not outside the numbers, and it's not in the middle of the field. Like the middle of the field is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's dark.
Like, oh, like the game of football is out of bounds in the middle of the field.
Okay, I think I found it. PFF key metrics, pressure, under pressure. Yeah, his passer rating's at 55.3. When clean, it is a 103 even.
Okay, so 103 clean.
Yeah, this is Tua.
55 dirty.
Yeah, this is Tua. Let me go to Burrow. So I also sent you an email with Josh Allen's accuracy.
Who is Josh Allen? Oh yeah, that bum.
Oh
was
my God.
Was he a bum?
Oh my, he was worse than Tua when it came
to thank you, Jesus.
uncatchables
Thank you, Doug.
and stuff like that.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a video of him being a bum.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so
Thank
bad.
you. I told people, see, they laugh at me when I say, "Nah, he ain't trash now."
But when he's got his intangibles.
But I know him as a quarterback. He ain't no elite quarterback, bro.
He still
and
has
people are like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." I'm telling y'all, man, this is stuff you gotta look. Okay, but what's Herbert? I mean, Burrow, not Herbert.
Let me find it. I'm telling you, you have to scroll through so much. Did I pay? No, here he is. Oh my God.
I hope it's bad and it shocks us, but I hope that ain't great. All
right,
I need Tua to have some leverage.
When clean, the league average is 103.7. Joe Burrow is a 110.7.
Jesus.
And
so Tua is below average and clean, but he's right there.
Yeah, he's like right there
110.
and clean. And then under pressure, the league average QBR under pressure is 65.
And Tua's 55.
He's a 92.7.
Who?
Burrow.
No, give me when he's under pressure, not the clean.
92.7.
Well, I thought you said 110 was clean.
110 was clean. League
so
average.
Give me the actual pressures when he actually getting, somebody coming at him.
Under pressure. League average 65.
60.
Joe Burrow
65.
That's the league average.
10 points higher than. All right, you confused me. Okay, the league average for clean is 103.7.
Yes.
The league average for pressures is 65.
Yes.
Tua, when clean, is under the league average at 103. Yeah. And when dirty, when the pressure coming, he's well under the league average at 55.
Yes.
Now Burrow clean is 110. Way above 0.7.
Yeah.
Way above the league average.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just need when Burrow is under pressure.
92.7. That man got used to being under pressure. I'm telling you, real quick. He's a good 20 something points above the league average. Let me see if I can find something to make you feel better. He takes a lot of sacks, though. I'll say that. Pressure, percent of pressure dropbacks taken a sack average is 21. He's 26. So he takes sacks.
Oh my gosh, this man is a 92.7 under pressure, bro.
Yep.
How many pressures does he get? Does it say?
34%.
Does it give attempts? Like how many eligible? I wonder how many times he got pressure versus Tua, but it doesn't matter because the percentage is still, it makes it even.
Yeah.
And that's what some people that don't understand numbers, they don't understand. When you talk about a percentage and a rate, it don't matter who gets pressured more. It shows what percentage of the time, how you handle it. You mean to tell me Tua is a 55 under pressure and Burrow is a 92.7? God dog it, I don't want to hear nobody else's mouth ever again out their mouth.
Don't have attempts, really.
Huh?
They don't have it. They have yards per attempt.
Oh my God. I don't want to hear nobody's mouth ever again about no pressures. Because a pressure means you can still make the play. A sack, it's absolute. It's done. You can still make a play under pressure, and this is what I be trying to tell y'all. Man, you know what? Let me get on the positive note for Tua, okay? What I'm trying to tell y'all is what the man needs to work on this summer is go get 3 linebackers and 2 safeties in a cover 2 look and just practice on throwing over the linebackers under the safeties. Get better in the intermediate range. This man between 10 and 19 yards is horrific. Did you see the chart on that, Doug? 10 to 19 yards is horrific, man.
Do you still pull up the Tua chart? I'll make people feel better.
Which one?
I have the Josh Allen chart right here if you want it.
Oh, Jesus. Which
His
one?
uncatchables, dude.
You mean the uncatchable? Hold on, man. I'm over here scrolling up and down on my stuff. I'm just still flustered. I don't even know what I'm doing, Doug. What you asked me to do? Because I'm still on this 92.7 under pressure.
The uncatchables and stuff like that. You know, the chart with the separation.
Yeah, man. Let me pull it up. Give me a second, man. Do y'all realize that if Tua would have just been league average under pressure, that we probably would have made the playoffs? Sometimes it's that simple. See, oh my gosh, I ain't even typing where I got it from. I'm typing dirty. I'm typing dirty, like under pressure in the search.
I'll email you this entire thing. It might take a minute.
Please, bro, because this is I don't believe it. You know what? Maybe let's bring it down to earth. Maybe Herbert struggled a little more. You got his stuff?
I'll pull up his stuff.
Yeah, maybe he struggled more. All right, but you got Josh Allen stuff up?
Yeah. Oh my God. Never mind. Give me a second. I'll send you the other stuff later. Yeah.
Is he a first read? How many percent of first read throws does he make?
65.
So he not as much of a first read guy.
No, he's about 2% under.
Yeah. Well, I'm comparing it to Tua at 75.
Oh, I was looking at the league average.
What's his next read?
13.
Slightly over. But let's go down to the test. First read, what's his accuracy percentage?
56.5.
Bum. Yeah, I mean, he had average. He had average of the league. You know, he a bum to me, but that's still just average, right? What about uncatchable percent?
21.5.
League average, bum. Tua killing them on that. Now, this is where, well, turnover worthy.
What is that, the TWP?
Yeah.
3.3%.
Okay, he ain't that bad. What about big time throws?
6.4%.
Yeah, he eating. Well,
that's
what he
his
does.
thing. It's probably because he's on the move.
Now, you know my test on these numbers is that second line next read.
Uh-huh.
That's my test for everybody, okay? And especially since his next read is a higher percentage. Let's see what he had. Accuracy.
What is Tua's accuracy?
36.1. You a lie. You are a lie. Is he worse than 31, bro?
No.
Oh, what is he?
54.4.
Still a bum. Still a bum. What about uncatchable?
24.1.
Still a bum. They try to make it seem like he that great, but he running league averages.
I got into an argument with a Bills fan on Twitter because I said he was still inaccurate.
What about big time throws?
5.4% on the second read.
All right, he all right. Bum. Turnover worthy for the second.
5.6. Way above average.
Yeah, he more than Tua on turnover worthy, so he just be throwing them. Now let me go to his scramble. Go forward 4 steps down. I want to see where he at on scramble.
8%.
Oh, obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tua's 2 because he's a mobile quarterback. So what's his accuracy percentage on those though? The league average is
40.1.
Yeah, that's where he eating.
Mm-hmm.
And the uncatchable
34%.
That's where he eating. That's where he's eating. He's still doing well on that. What about the turnover worthy plays?
3%, half the average. Yeah.
Ooh, see, his game is
that's
his legs. That's his game.
Dude, his big time throws 14.8%.
I see.
That's get him out of the pocket. The play falls apart. Receivers just running around. He just chucks
That's
it.
his game. He actually sucks reading defenses, bro. This man sucks reading defenses too. It's no different. This is why I tell Bill, we'll give Tua time because they gave Josh Allen 3 years, but he had those intangibles that was worth giving them all the extra. Don't get me wrong, Tua deserves the time anyway because you never know what you're going to get, but that's why those guys get that extra time too, though, because of those mobile intangibles and how he plays out of it. He's phenomenal on the run. He's killing it.
I might be able to pull up Deshaun Watson's last year.
What is his EPA, Doug, at the last category on the run, the scramble drill?
Let me see.
Tua's negative 1.02. Is he positive, bro?
Positive for sucking. Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Is he negative or positive?
On the run, you said?
No, go to the chart we were just looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Go all the way to the right. Yeah, scramble drill, the fourth category down, but all the way to the right.
No,
EPA per play.
He's 0.21. He's positive.
Jeez, man. See, nobody pays attention to the EPA, but that is your impact on to score.
Yeah.
Per play, you have this impact to score. Every Tua category is negative. Every category, no impact of scoring. It's hard to impact the scoring, but Josh Allen is in the positive. Everybody else is negative. Most people are negative in that because it's hard to impact a potential points. Man, you know who I really want to look at, Doug? Let's go look at David Mills. Is that real that he had all those identical stats as Tua?
Let's see.
No, I'm saying like they showed completion percentage, they showed interceptions, and they were putting out this thing where they were all identical. But I ain't know if that was real or not.
I think so, because I think I even looked it up.
Yeah, like everything was identical. Like 5 categories was the exact same numbers: completion percentage, touchdowns, interceptions.
Bridgewater, Brady, Trevor Lawrence. There's 2. All right, he's further up. I'm telling you, it's like 500 pages.
Wow. But that's good though. This is the raw data that matters,
Donald?
bro. This is the raw data that matters, though. Am I wrong?
What's
up, Donald?
Favorite YouTubers for the Miami Dolphins. What is up?
Man,
TV?
I'm over here getting revelation, bro.
Man,
All right, here we go. David Mills. Okay, I got it.
I'll be quiet so I can listen at this, but then I just gotta ask y'all something.
Okay, first read is 67%.
So he's maybe reading defense. What's the second read?
Second read's 10%.
Okay. Check down 6.
Check down 6.
That makes sense. Now,
Scramble 4.
Okay, a little more mobile.
Scheme is 12.
Okay, so first read accuracy
57.2.
So Tua's doing better, but they're both over the league average.
Mm-hmm.
The uncatch percentage
23.4.
Okay, so he's not as accurate in that first read, but it really is. We'll see what the big time throw is. What's the big time throw?
4.9.
There you have it. That's why the percentages are lower, because he got a 4.9 big throws.
Mm-hmm.
Tua is 2.6. The more bigger throws you take, those numbers should come down. So they are kind of identical. It's just he takes more shots, so the numbers are a little less. So what about turnover worthy plays?
5.7.
So he's more dangerous than Tua, roughly. Because also the deep throws.
Yeah, and it seemed like Tua. I think Tua was always in the mentality of I don't want to screw it up for my defense,
and he won't throw it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So in David Mills, at least taking the shots.
Yeah, because what does he have to lose? You know.
Yeah, I get it. So that it kind of makes sense that they are looking kind of identical. But here's where it matters most. Next read. Let's see who stands out. Accuracy is what?
59.5.
Tua got a lot of work, bro. Tua got a lot of work on his second read, bro. This man is better than the league average on the second read, and Tua's at 36. I can't get over that freaking 36, bro. And Joe Burrow was 70, you said? I can't get over this 36. This man is completing on his second read 2 times as many throws as Tua. That's what people need to understand. 2 times as many. 2 times.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not even laughing because that's the difference in the game. All your big games, bro. Second read. I watched the Tennessee tape and look at the third downs. They took away them first reads.
Yeah.
All right, uncatchable for the second read.
23.8%.
So he's still better than the league average.
Yep.
Wow. And Tua's 36 uncatchables, and it ain't even Tua just throwing crazy balls.
Yeah.
On the second read, big throws.
4.3%.
Okay, so he's close to average. Turnover worthy.
2%.
Jesus, he taking care of the ball on that second read too. Scramble drills. Let's go to accuracy.
I just emailed you the PDF of the full thing. It's
Appreciate you.
big. Scramble drills 4%. He has a 61.5% accuracy.
Killing Tua outside the pocket.
23.1% uncatchable.
And Tua's 60% uncatchable when he on the run, bro.
And 5.6% big time throws.
Tua is 0% when he get out the pocket. That's another one people need to pay attention to. Scrambling, that's what this NFL is. When you get out that pocket, stuff break down and you heave it downfield. Remember that Gesicki throw where, but he really didn't get out the pocket. He just stepped up close to the line of scrimmage. When he gets forced outside of the pocket, it is horrendous, bro. And it's showing. What about turnover worthy on the run?
0.
You a lie.
0.
This man ain't got no turnover worthy plays when he under pressure out of the pocket.
0.
And Tua at 22%. The league average is 6%, bro.
So I have last year's chart if you want to compare Tua to last year.
Out the pocket?
I got the same chart for last year, 2021.
All right, man. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous, Doug. Because I want him to have gotten better, Doug.
I can also look at Deshaun Watson for last year too, if you want.
Good. We'll go there next. Let's go Tua last year, and I'm gonna look at this year. So first read, how many times?
76%.
More?
By 1%.
Next read.
10%.
So that's the difference in the one. The check down.
3%.
Lord, he checks down more now. All right. Scramble drill.
2%.
Same thing, huh? He just ain't a mobile guy. Scheme.
9%. Yeah.
All right. Accuracy, first read.
51.9%.
So he got better
Mm-hmm.
in accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
And I told people we just doing what he does well more now. All right. Next read.
47.6%.
He got worse on the second read, bro.
Yeah.
While I'm up here working.
Yep.
This man got worse. What was the league average last year?
For first read was 56.1. For next
Second read, I want to know.
52.9.
Jesus. This man got worse on the second read this year. And what was it last year?
47.6 was his league average.
Bro, he got worse by 11%.
Yeah.
10%. What about let me stop. Let me keep going. Check downs.
Uncatchable checkdowns, 55.6% accuracy.
Okay. So he back up the average. Scramble. I don't even want to talk about him and running no more.
80% last year accuracy.
What accuracy and what?
Scrambling.
Throwing the ball?
Mm-hmm.
So he got worse than that too? By half? He dropped in half? Uncatchable percent, first read. Doug, I'm mad at you, by the way.
20.4%.
He just always been on. It's just always been bad, bro. Hold on. Uncatchable means you throw a ball that ain't catchable. It was worse last year. He actually got a little better. Right? Okay. It still ain't good though. Anyway, well, it ain't as bad for
y'all killing me softly. You're killing me softly.
What about next read on uncatchable last year?
23.8%.
So he was much better last year.
I think his ribs and that broken rib probably really affected his throwing game. especially on the move, because when he would get out of the pocket and throw it, he was making some great throws. That was the best thing they did. They would roll him out. For some reason this year.
So which one is it? The hip, the rib?
I don't think the hip's a problem anymore, to be honest.
The right finger, the left finger?
I think he needs to stay healthy.
Oh my gosh. Scramble drills uncatchable.
20%.
That was good last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year he tripled it. Oh my gosh. Like, what happened this year, Doug?
That's the biggest question. Is it because he had 2-3 offensive coordinators? Could it be the broken ribs? Could it be the finger? Could it be
a lot of reasons, right?
Could be so many different reasons.
What was his big time throw last year? I know it was higher than this year.
For his first read, it was 3.4%.
Still close, under the league average by far.
Every other category. I'm talking next read, check down, scramble, screen, scheme, big time throws, 0. Every other category besides first read, 0.
So all he threw was the 50-50.
For the first read, yeah.
Where was this data last year? When I was sitting there arguing with people, where was this data last year, Doug? You mean to tell me, you know what, never mind. I ain't got time for it. My blood pressure going up. Turnover worthy plays, man.
2.7% on his first read.
That's better. That's a lot better. Last year, he protected the ball more. Well, turnover worthy plays, because you saw how many interceptions were dropped this year.
Yeah. Well,
what about next read? That's
11.8%.
Oh, he was horrible in the second read. Oh my gosh! But that showed. He's just not. He ain't reading defenses, Doug. He's not reading defenses, bro. This data, ain't no matter how you slice it with the O-line separation. This is pure data to tell you he's not reading defenses, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't the first read, goodbye. Goodbye. What about the scramble drills for turnover worthy?
14.3%.
So he got better. No, he got worse. Is it worse?
Let me see.
14. Oh, yeah, that's worse because it's turnovers. The higher, the worse. Oh, Jesus. Now, give me the EPAs. Were they all in were the scramble and negative for the EPA?
So the negatives for the EPA were
probably next read and scrambles
and check down.
Check down too?
Yeah, the only positive were first read and scheme.
And the scheme really is not him. That's your plays like jet sweeps, wildcat, your bubble screens.
I can tell you what his accuracy by throw types were last year.
I don't want last year no more, Doug. This is depressing, bro.
You'd be surprised. Vertical lead, he was above the league average. League average on a vertical lead pass is 45.
That's the go route.
45%. He was 54%.
Because he didn't throw many and it was a 50-50.
The best,
and they came down with it 50% of the time.
Were the swing passes. He was 100% on swing passes.
Out in the flat.
Yeah, got 68% league average.
Yeah,
his worst last year. His worst was stick. League average was 68%.
That's like the comeback.
He was 54%.
Well, he struggled in that this year too. If you look at it,
let me see.
He struggled in that this year.
Poop. Where is he? There he is. Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh my gosh, man! These are the stats these are the only thing that these are the stats that matter, Doug.
Breaking your heart.
I'm going on.
So, Doug, because you're pretty fair on Tua. When you see these stats,
mm-hmm.
Where do you set headache? When you see these stats, where do you search for promise? Because your percentage in intermediate when you're still getting separation and everything like the rest of the league, you're just really bad on the second read. That ain't got nothing to do with the scheme of the coaching. That's just you delivering.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do you go with that? Like, to say, this is what I know I can look forward for him to do well with this year, or is it just hope?
I don't think it's just hope, because you can't really nowadays you can't really go off of hope. I think with Tua, it's all mental. If you want my God's honest opinion, I think it's all mental with him, because whether it's the consistent pressure, like if you want to throw that out there to say that he's under consistent pressure, starts to
He
mess with
rattled
him.
from it mentally.
Yeah, I found it. No, is that Deshaun? Yeah, it's Deshaun. The injuries, broken rib, finger, but it's here because it bothers me, and that was my biggest gripe, and that is my biggest gripe with Tua, is the inconsistencies. And I understand that a quarterback's not supposed to be perfect. He's not supposed to make 100% of his throws. He's not supposed to, we don't expect that. No quarterback in the history of the NFL was perfect.
But some of this stuff is falling off a cliff, though.
But he makes throws, right? Like that touchdown throw to Waddle that he threw right between two defenders with pressure in his face.
But
the passes.
Hear me out. Pause on that one for me, please, Doug. Hear me out on this, bro. And I could be wrong. I'm acknowledging that right now, okay? Just hear me out. See, the pass to Waddle was phenomenal, right? But it makes me nervous, and here's why. We could be getting fooled. Let me tell you why I say that. You go to practice, right? You run that play over and over without a defense. Hike, stick it in. Hike, stick it in. Regardless of what the defense does, you're going to make that throw regardless. It just worked because the defense wasn't ready for it. And I feel like we look at those as him processing, saying, I'm going to have this, versus it just being a textbook practice throw. I remember there was a game where we were in the fourth quarter and we were trying to seal the game, and he threw this phenomenal out route to Waddle. I don't know if that was this year, last year. I forgot.
Game. I think I know what you're talking about.
It was, yeah. You got it. It was a phenomenal out. Everybody was like, that was such a big boy throw. It was, but I saw practice. I saw that no matter what the defender did on that play, that same ball was coming. That's my concern with Tua. And other players have said this, even though we shame them because they ain't on our team, which we should, because we Dolphin fans. You talk bad about our guy, or you just jealous. But they've said it themselves. It don't matter if it's open. He going to throw it anyway. I feel like a lot of those throws like that are just him executing what was practice, and that's why some of his stuff gets jumped. That's why when you get that random pick six, it was because the guy did take that chance. That he just going off of his normal practice. Beautiful throw. Got the arm to make it. But did he really process that and then made it? I don't see that. That's my concern with Tua. The capability is there. The arm is there to make those kind of throws. But did he process it or did he practice it? That's my biggest fear with him, because I feel like it's just practice. And if I'm right, isn't that disastrous?
Yeah. And
if I'm wrong, then that's beautiful. But that's why you don't see it often.
And that's the problem. And that's where there are the plays. I forgot who we were playing, but the touchdown pass to Isaiah Ford, where Tua rolled out to his left and he looked off and the corner came off, and then he threw it to Ford, had the time to, make the reads and he does stuff like that. Or, the 3rd and 15, pocket collapsing on him, throws it to Waddle for the first down. The passes to Devontae Parker and Ford, I think it was against the Jets, those nice out routes, deep passes dropping in the bucket, but then he makes the dumb plays. And then even last year against the Chiefs, he was making some nice throws against the Chiefs. The no look to Gesicki, like all these. I don't know what goes on in his head, and I don't know what happened to all of a sudden now he's making dumb interceptions like the pick 6 against the Jets or the 2 interceptions against the Falcons. And I don't know. I think it's mental. I honestly think it's mental.
But what kind of mental? Processing or rattled?
Both.
You see what I'm saying? Because my thing is, I feel like Tua is a spot guy.
Yes.
I'm going to hike the ball. I'm supposed to put the guys coming on the slant. I need to put it in this spot because that's what we practice. But then if the guy get jammed off the line and he a half a second early, the ball sails because the receiver wasn't in the spot when he should have been. I don't like spot quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I like field quarterbacks. The Mahomes, those are field guys. Where are you? You'll be there.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I feel like Tua's too much of a spot guy. That's why anticipation can actually get him in trouble. And it's nerve-wracking to me because I watch these games because a spot guy can make a spiral look so beautiful. Like, you know how many slants he threw where it was right where it needed to be and the defender was reaching out and just missed it? Because the receiver ran the perfect route and they executed what they did in practice.
Yep.
But that's dangerous. Spot quarterbacks are dangerous, bro. Because jammed at the line of scrimmage, the receiver slips half a second, but now they running.
Now you got to wait.
You ain't on the spot. Yeah, you ain't on the spot. You ain't on another thing. Pressure coming, you got to slide over now, make it. Your whole thing is off. Just like that throw, that interception where he saw Holland coming in the middle, but somebody was coming across the middle that he missed. I wasn't mad about the Holland read, but since they moved him off his spot, he had to move up in the pocket and he attempted it. It went behind because that's where it should have been thrown had he threw it the first time, but he got adjusted. That spot stuff is dangerous, man. And Dan Marino make me sick with that. Pick a guy, let it fly. Shut up. Pick a guy, let it fly. You better pick a guy and check out who around him.
Do you want to see Deshaun Watson's numbers?
Yeah, man. Let's look at this bum. You better be a bum.
So first read is 67%.
So he ain't a first read guy as much.
Next read, 11%.
All right, around the same. That means he's check downs he using
6%.
Well, not that much. I mean, he got a higher scramble or scheme, huh?
Scramble,
it makes sense. Okay, 8%.
And then
got
scheme, 8%.
Accuracy
on his first read is a 56.5.
So he's just at the league average on the first read.
Yeah, he's about 0.4% above the league average.
Next read,
68.2.
Jesus. See? That's why I say that's the line you got to pay attention to. That second freaking read, man. What's the league average?
52.4 on the next read.
And he's 60 what?
68.2.
God, man, anything around 58 or above is really nice. And he's 68? And what you said, Burrow was 70?
Yeah.
And that was last year.
His scramble accuracy is 54.1%. And the league average is 43% in 2021.
So he's scrambling very well with accuracy.
Uncatchables on his first read are 22.2%, only 2% above the league, 0.2% above the league average.
So on the first read, but it looks like on his first read, he does have, I ain't gonna say a struggle, but he's doing some league average stuff. But some of those may be, that's going to depend on the big throws. If he above or he's under on the big throws. If you under, that's not good. If you above, makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's the next read uncatchable?
6.8%.
Jesus.
League average 22.7% in 2021.
See, it's any quarterback you look at, you need to look at the second next read category. That tell you what you need to know about the quarterback. If they can read a defense.
And then
hold on. You said 6%?
6.8%, yeah.
What was Burrow's?
Let me see.
Bro, they got to be like the top in the NFL.
Yeah. Nope, that's Baker Mayfield, Prescott, Carr.
Hopefully, I ain't
Brissett.
take you all the way away from it.
I don't even want to look at Brissett's numbers this year. Probably make me throw up.
No. We gotta look at him, Doug. You know why? He better have worse numbers than Tua
Ugh.
on that second read.
So what did you want for Burrow? Next read, uncatchables?
Yeah.
8%.
So Watson's even better than him on that.
Mhm.
Man, and I thought the 8 was insane. I wonder who's number one, man.
Scramble
Watson probably
uncatchable.
was number one.
Scramble uncatchable 21.6.
Well, he killing the league average.
34.5% in 2021.
So he's just legit too in those areas.
No.
What about big time throws on the first read?
7.6%.
There you have it. That's the highest I've heard us say for anybody yet. That's why that accuracy in uncatchable may be a little higher.
Yeah, Burrow's 6.1%. So yeah, he's got like
so he's throwing much more deep balls.
1.5% more. Yeah.
And what about the next read though?
7.5% again.
Jesus. Yeah, he's getting the ball down the field easily.
And then scrambling. Oh my God. 19.6% scramble and big time throws. League average 10%.
See, but that's the playmaking. Those are the playmaking, Doug.
Dude,
and you know that's the next read when he throwing them.
Turnover worthy plays.
Uh-oh.
First read, only 2%.
That probably is somewhere around league best.
3.
He don't turn the ball over though.
No.
Watson doesn't turn the ball over. That's probably league best.
His next read is exactly league average of 3.9%.
Got it.
And his scrambling is 3.6%. League average 5.4.
That's probably roughly the league average. Tua's turnover worthy plays and scrambling is 22%, bro. So his is 3.
3.6.
6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. That means Tua has 7-1 on turnover worthy plays.
You want to look at Brissett's?
Let's watch his EPA.
He's negative on his checkdowns.
Okay.
That's it.
Wow. That's the first person I've seen only one negative EPA. It's hard to have a positive EPA. That's your impact on scoring.
Yeah, scheme is.
And Josh Allen only got 2 positives, right?
Bum.
What about Burrow? Did we know what his EPAs were?
I'll tell you.
How many negatives did he have? So you say Watson only got a negative on checkdowns, which makes sense. If you want to be positive on anything, it better be check down because that's the only one Tua positive in.
Burrow's negative on scheme and checkdowns.
Okay, so he got 2 negatives on EPA. That's still good though. That's still real good. Man.
All right, here's
So where could Watson improve?
His first reads.
So stop throwing deep balls.
Be more conservative. God.
Okay,
what is your problem, man?
That's fair. Check down a little more, man. Hit the first read more. God.
Come on, man.
Stop going for the gusto. All right, let's go Jacoby, baby. Come on, Tua. This your last hope, Tua.
All right, we're going to do this. You're going to give me Tua's again, and then I'm going to give you Jacoby's.
Okay.
We'll switch it. So
you ready?
What's
Tua? First read, 75.
Brissett, 59.
So Brissett is actually trying to read a defense.
Well, we all saw that with his concrete feet, just like.
All right. Oh, man. Second read, 11%.
18.
So, yeah, he definitely getting into that second
He was
one.
staring down that guy. Get open. Get open more.
But I just want Tua to take away 5 and add 5 on that. You know, take away 5 of the first, add 5. That gives an indication that you are reading it a little, you know. Jacoby obviously was reading. First ain't there. Second, he definitely was, but disaster. Anyway, check down, 4% Tua.
7%.
Scramble drills, 2%.
8%.
Jesus. Scheme, low for him, 9 for Tua.
7%.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, Lord, please don't disappoint me, Doug. Doug, I'm going to be mad at you for weeks if Tua don't win this battle, bro. He better win this battle. He better win this battle, Doug. And you know the second line is the most important one, okay?
Mhm.
All right. First read, accuracy, 61-1 for Tua.
56.5.
So Jacoby was above the league average?
Yeah, by 1.2%.
I thought it was way worse. Okay. Doug, don't disappoint me, Doug. This is the one. Tua's accuracy on the second read was 36-1. It better be lower, Doug.
55.9.
This man was better than the league average by 8 points on the second read plus.
Yep, 55.9.
All right, maybe we'll make up in uncatchables. All right, check down 67.
42.1. Oh no, sorry, 82.4.
Are you kidding me? So he was better than Tua in that too. Scramble drills, 40% Tua.
42.1.
They roughly the same. I'll leave that alone. Scheme, 75.7.
76.5.
Still better. All right, uncatchables on the first read. 18.9.
19.4.
Virtually the same.
Mhm.
But both of them were better than the league average, though.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, here we go, Doug. Let's change the narrative, okay? Tua throwing uncatchable balls on his second read, 36-1. Please be lower.
20.6.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was actually backwards.
Yeah.
Tua threw more uncatchable balls than Jacoby, too?
On the next read, yeah.
So Jacoby's issue really was just holding on too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he didn't hold on too long, he was actually the better quarterback.
If he the mental processing was quicker, yeah.
Oh my God. Check down 5.6.
0.
Are you kidding me? So Jacoby actually wasn't as bad as we thought. Oh my God. Scramble drills, 60.
31.6.
Scheme 2.7, Doug. Doug, I'll never have you on another stream again.
0% for scheme.
Oh my Jesus, bro. How many categories has Tua been favorable out of 15? Two. Don't say one, it's 2.
What's this? Oh, the uncatchable?
You're right, 1. All right, here we go. Big time throw. Oh, we already know. Jacoby let it fly. Big time throws. 2.6 for Tua.
2.8.
So barely more.
Barely.
They both didn't throw it much deep at all. But next read, 5.1.
7.7.
Jesus, come on, man. Are you kidding me? The rest of the Tuas are 0. He never threw a big time throw on a check down, a scramble drill, or the scheme.
Scramble drill 15% for Jacoby Brissett.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's double the league average.
Wow, he was taking shots. But remember, Will Fuller got that finger hurt. Jacoby, that bullet he threw hurt his finger. All right, man. All right, turnover worthy passes. Maybe this is where it at because Jacoby had some wobbly passes, man. All right, first read 5.3.
3.7.
Doug, we're gonna have a serious conversation when we're done with this, bro. Because these numbers are telling us totally different than like why do people argue, Doug? I'm sorry. Let me just keep going. Next read 4.0.
0.
Jacoby never had a turnover worthy play in his second read, reading a defense. I'm gonna say something about that in a moment, though. Check down 0.
0.
Scramble drill 22.2.
13.6.
Jesus. That still ain't good, by the way,
Mm-mm.
but it's better than Tua by 7 points. Scheme 0.
0.
EPAs.
He has a negative for first read, a negative for scramble drill, and a negative for scheme.
So next read, he's in a positive?
Next read, he's 0.
Oh, right at it, huh?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then check down 0.16.
Doug. Let's be honest here. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go to the percentage of separation throws at the top, the dots.
Mhm.
You see? So the league average for tight windows is 23. What was Jacoby?
20.
Tua was 20. Okay. So both of them had the same tight windows. Step closing, league average was 26. Tua was 25.
24.
So he had less, roughly the same though. And wide open, 54 league average. Tua was 52.
I think it's right on top of each other, so I think it's around the same. I think it's like around
53 or
54.
something like that.
Yeah.
So they both were pretty much identical as far as separation on this team the entire time.
Mhm.
Now, here's the frustrating part, because we know we saw the games and Jacoby just held the ball a lot longer in a lot of cases. But when you look at these numbers, bro, well, here's what's unfair about these numbers to compare those two. They also played in two different schemes.
Mhm.
You know, because these numbers would tell you Jacoby gave you the best chance to win, but it's two different schemes. Tua looked more efficient because the scheme that we ran. Jacoby, his were a lot further down the screen. Okay, this is a good one on that same chart. We should compare this for them. The A dot. The A dot. You see it?
Where?
The
accuracy?
No, A dot. It's down next to tight window.
Yeah.
So A dot is average distance of target.
Okay.
So that'll be a good one to compare. So first read, Tua is 9.2.
8.8.
Okay. Next read, 7.4.
11.5.
There you have it. It's that next read. Jacoby was taking 3 yards more per attempt with depth of the receiver. And remember, Tua in the 0 to 9 is above league average. Tua 10 to 19 is terrible. Jacoby 10 to 19 looked like he was on point. And that's probably what it was. It's that intermediate. Jacoby gave us an intermediate game. What I don't like, though, Doug, is this. In progressions, right? Your first read should be within the first 10 yards, typically. Your second read should be your longest read.
Yeah.
And your third read can either be even longer or shorter. That's how progressions work. The first read is the one where you want to see if you got the quick outlet because it don't develop down the field yet, right? Your second read should be like in a path where it's taking another shot, a little more. And the third read could be somebody shallow coming across or even the deeper post or whatever it may be. The thing that's interesting to me is Tua's doesn't climb like that. His first read is his longest.
It's
everything was predicated on first read or under. And that is when you customize in an offense that's truly limited, bro. What about the at pass sticks first read for Jacoby?
45%.
And Tua's 50. Next read at 44.
49.
Okay, and last one, check down 6.
0.
And scramble drill got 100 over here.
90.
And scheme
0.
same thing. Okay, so gosh, man, this is All right, so what do we do this year, bro?
Burn it all down.
Yo, somebody said, Doug, please don't let TD corrupt your mind. Doug.
Who said that? Let me see.
No,
Rain.
this is what they do, Doug. They're going to say all of this data is me brainwashing you.
I brought it to you.
Exactly. I didn't even know. I was just going off of Tua data. I wasn't comparing it to nobody. They're going to say all of this data is TD brainwashing you to make Tua look bad.
Do you know that Joby Brissett, I'm going to call him from now on, is
Please clarify, because I thought you were finna say Joe Burrow. I don't want to hear nothing else by him.
he's under the league average for taking sacks. He's at
But
16.
we didn't take sacks as a team at all, though.
No, not really.
When you really look at it,
He has the same amount of sacks as Tua.
That is shocking because we ran a pro style, right? With him. And he held the ball longer. Remember, he shrugged off a lot of sacks.
His passing percentage, like QBR, compared to Joe Burrow's.
Who?
Brissett, 88 when clean.
88.
And
Thank
then
you, Tua. Finally.
Under pressure, he's 61.5.
Still killing Tua. Jesus. So Jacoby handled pressure better.
Well, he's the vet.
I agree. Because the league average is 65. They both were under it.
Yeah.
But see, Doug, this is where we get into semantics, though. He is the vet, and I give him that. But then you know what people can argue. Burrow.
Exactly. I don't know what's going to throw that out
This
there.
man was a 92.7 under pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I be trying to explain to y'all. Pressure is one thing. You don't want it for your quarterback. You want to protect him. You want to keep it clean because Tua is a good quarterback when clean.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also an unrealistic thing to do at a high rate. Just NFL. Even the best O-lines, you're not always keeping them clean. But if you can't keep them clean, that's the one you need to look up. What was Watson under pressure? What was that? That'll be a good one.
Deshaun.
Joe Burrow probably still killing them though, because this is insane, bro. 92.7. That's boy.
Now, do you think he's going to regress?
Who?
Burrow?
Yeah, but it's going to be natural because they're going to get him protection. The sample size may not be as great, so it could go either way. He could look just as good, but it's a small sample size, or he could look a little worse, but it's a small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
If he had to get back to doing it more, then he could probably still look good. But remember, a lot of his avoidance of pressure is also his physical stature. These guys were getting their hands on Burrow a lot, were they not?
Yeah.
And he was making plays. He was getting out of it.
So Deshaun Watson, when clean, 121.
Jesus. He killing Burrow. Oh my God, he killing everybody.
He
killing everybody.
Under pressure is 87.7.
And that's still crazy. But Burrow got him by 5 on that.
Oh my God. You don't want to blitz Deshaun Watson.
Why?
103.7 if you blitz him.
What is everybody else versus the blitz?
96.3.
Who is that?
That's just league average. It's 96.3. Deshaun Watson, 103.7. When you blitz him.
This is why there's different ways to build a team. You see how everybody was like, oh, well, you ain't going to have nothing to build a team. There's two ways to go. You stick with Tua and get everything around him, which requires more.
Mm-hmm.
You get a Watson. You maybe get one O-lineman. Because remember, he did this with a bad O-line.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. These are numbers with a bad O-line, ladies and gentlemen. So, but you need less. I'm telling you, Watson with this current line right now would still be successful. I don't care if his numbers all drop by 5 points. Would still eat. He would still eat. So there's different ways you could build a team. And Doug, you've been hearing the rumblings. Are you starting to hear trading Byron, moving on from X, but good riddance Ogba, Jaceki can go? Parker can go? Are you starting to hear those names come up?
From fans.
Yeah, but you know why you're hearing it more and more now though? Is because people are doing their own math. We got 70 million. Okay, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. But then they running out of money and like, yeah, but I still got to do that, and I still need that. And that's why now they're starting to reach what's on the roster we can move on without and get that money back to get that. And I feel like it's going to be this balance beam with this build this offseason. And everything needs to hit, by the way.
Yeah.
Everything has to hit. I personally believe, and people may disagree, that the easier route is actually grabbing the $35 million QB. Because he will still make just the offensive weapons we have now alone work. I feel like the receivers we have now, he would be able to do stuff with.
He's got to get his legal issues under control.
Well, yeah. But again, I think April 1st, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. It's gonna be interesting to see who we get in free agency and what type of money we spend.
Justin Herbert's numbers isn't that crazy either.
It isn't good.
His when clean is league average 103.4. And then under pressure is 77.9.
See, but that pressure, man. What's the league average in pressure? That's what matters.
65.
See, you above the league average when under pressure. See, if you could be above, and these guys aren't above the league average, they're exceeding the league average. They're like think about it. If it's 65, you said?
Yeah, that's league average, yeah.
75 is like, okay, you're better than the average. But anything over 75, bro, you killing teams in that. You're killing, you pressure me, you getting killed anyway.
I'm so glad we have the offensive coordinator we have, because his offensive line got so much better. This man had so much time to throw the ball. 26% of his dropbacks were for 2 seconds or less. It's all 20s, 26, 27,
that's
25.
Half
21.
of Tua. Half.
Like it's 2 seconds, 26, 2.5, 27, 3, 25, and 3.1 seconds plus 21. So it's evenly spread out. And now we have his offensive line coach as our offensive coordinator.
So do you have his last year's numbers?
I can pull them
Because
up.
that I want to see what it was under that, because that O-line sucked.
Yes.
Because if he's still impressive under pressure with a trash O-line, then it don't matter, do it? That's what I be saying. It's like you need a great O-line if your quarterback need it. And yeah, you want to make it easier on him and make it better, but an injury can happen anytime. We can go get the best right tackle in free agency and get hurt. Then you right back where you are.
His numbers were better last year under pressure.
Really? See, I would have thought the total opposite. I still wouldn't have.
99.4 last year, 77.9 this year.
Jesus.
When clean.
Hold on. A better O-line. Not a better O-line. A way better O-line. I don't even think our new O-line is going to be that good.
And then when clean, 97.7 last year, 103.4 this year.
Man. Well, the clean made sense. He got better in clean.
Let me see.
But he was better under pressure with a worse O-line.
But
some people play better under pressure, though.
His times are still the same. It's like he's 36% with 2 seconds or less, so it went up a little. But other than that, it's even across the board.
So, but again, that's why I don't put the stock in the time, Doug. I don't put the stock everybody else put in time. We watching the game. We knowing what's happening. Forget that you got 2 seconds, one little subtle move, and now you got 4. But if you sit there and plant yourself and be that 2 second and hit the first check down, that's a different story. That's one thing when I watch Herbert, he could hit that check down 90% of the time. But sometimes he's sidestepping, still looking deep. He extending. Still looking deep, but he under pressure. He only had 2 seconds, but he made more out of it. I don't get caught in the time like everybody else, but he's proof, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The more pressure he's under, the better he performed. And I always use a third year to basically say, hey, this is your this gives you your true gauge. All these guys, this third year is going to mean a lot.
And that's why I kept saying to people, people like to call me a two-and-ear and all that stuff, but this is it.
Yeah.
If Tua doesn't take that leap this year, I don't see them keeping him for 2023.
See, for me, I know he's going to take a leap, but we need to start talking about what the leap looks like.
It has to be big. It has to be a big leap.
But what does that look like? We can't use that word.
Has to be more consistency. He needs to be pushing the ball.
What does that look like?
Like,
what numbers are changing? What targets in those numbers? You see what I mean?
mm-hmm.
I need to see the next read be league average at minimum, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
And that is being conservative. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Just getting your next read level at league average. That is conservative. I don't care if we win in games. I don't care about none of that. These things matter, bro. This is the whole nother level. This is the difference between a first round or a championship round. And people don't equate it to that type of stuff. I need to see that next read be league average at a minimum across the board, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not the most important stat on this sheet for us, the next read?
Yeah.
Doesn't that tell you almost everything you need to know?
Yeah,
because the first read is nothing. Everybody can hit that, right?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. If you look at every single quarterback, their first read percentage is much higher than their next read, but you have to hit those next reads. You have to get through your progression.
We know the next read is going to be lower, but God dog, don't be that low under the league average. And then the playmakers, you want to look at their scramble drill. But we don't even need to look at that because he's not a player in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a player in that category.
TD and Doug, can we at least just admit one thing? Tua need to get to work. That's all it is to it. He needs.
We've seen he's been working.
Yes, but that's just it.
Hey, you saw me on Twitter, Doug.
For us to sit up here and just say that
Donald, not to cut you off, but
improve is ignorant. I'm sorry. He does. Everybody does. We hadn't made the playoffs since when? Everybody needs to get to work. But he is the man that handles the ball on the offense for 90% of the time. We cannot ignore that. Guess what? He needs to improve. If we're going to even sniff a playoff, he's got to improve. And for us in the comments section to sit up here and think that TD is being unfair or Dudley is being unfair in their assessment, all it is, get a grip.
And let's get something straight, Donald. Dudley Do Wrong is the Tua hater. He brought the stats to back it up. So y'all leave me alone. I'm over here trying to defend QB1.
Let me be honest, TD. Let me be honest with you right now. So I saw you pull up those stats and you're going off them and you're doing your thing. And I'm like, come on. Let's see. I was thinking to myself while I'm watching, I'm like, let me compare it to other quarterbacks. And then I pulled up Joe Burrows and I was like, oh no.
Oh, you thought that I was being unfair? Oh, no.
It was like, is TD on his soapbox right now? Let me pull up Joe Burrows. And I was like, oh. I was like, he's got because my thought process was they both have the same type of offensive line. So I'm like, let me compare these two. And I was like, I should not have done that. I gave him ammo.
Drubatron started it. Because Drubatron was like, exactly, Doug. He's taking it out of context. I said, these are numbers. I'm not the one who made these. And
TD, you were essentially beating somebody up. And he was like, exactly, Doug, get him. And I handed you a bat. I'm like, here, TD.
Oh, my God. See, and y'all called me a Tua hater. He brought the ammo. Well, to be fair, he didn't know he was bringing.
I didn't know what I was bringing. I didn't know.
TD and Doug, I'm an any kind of body hater as long as I still see my team what they're going through right now. Now, there is only one person on that team that I was a lover of, and that was Brian Flores, because I think as a team, we've had a leadership void. He brought the leadership that we needed with that team. And when they fired him, I sat there, and again, a fan since 1969, 1970, when Don Shula was hired by the Miami Dolphins. That's how long back I watched him. I watched Don Shula when he was with the Baltimore Colts. And that's the reason why I know folks want to talk about Belichick being the GOAT. But if you really want to think about it, do you realize that Don Shula almost really went to 7 straight Super Bowls, including with the Baltimore Colts and the Miami Dolphins? That is ridiculous. And so when I sit there and I see that we hadn't had that kind of leadership void for 25 years, then come Jimmy, and then the rest of the other cadre of coaches that we've had over the years. Brian Flores was my one hope that I saw as far as leadership. Anytime we were 1-7, and this man galvanized that locker room, did not lose the locker room, and the locker room won 8 games, even though they were scrubs. This is still the NFL. You won 8 straight games. You lose against Tennessee, and then you sit up there and you beat our arch nemesis like you did against Belichick. I thought his job was safe. I was giving him a pass, just like I was giving Tua a pass, and every other player that's been playing for 3 years or less on this team. But no, guess what? Now, since you got rid of him, I'm like this. Everybody need to pull their own weight. And Tua, you are the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. I'm expecting more out of you than anybody else. Get off your duff and get to work. Because if you don't look and hear these stats and that don't motivate you, we are in trouble.
Well, let me say this about the Flores thing too. I thought that he still had some accountability though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely, TD. Definitely.
Here's what makes me mad. We started 1-7. Somebody needed to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
All this time, I was like, Flores needs to pay because that's his defense.
Mm-hmm.
But since Josh Boyer want to open his mouth around here and talk about he was calling plays all year, God dog it.
Hey.
Then where is my beat writer to say what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What was the difference?
Yes.
Because I was all like, they fired Flores. Somebody had to pay for the 1-7. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it is what it is. But God dog it, Boyer want to come out and talk about I was calling the plays last year. And what was you doing in the first 8 games then?
It was me.
What were you doing in the first 8 games? Because Flores the one who came out, we finna play a different brand of football. So even if you were calling the plays, I'm pretty confident he said it's time to be more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But forget that. Forget the winning streak.
Yeah.
The first 8. What were you doing while the offense was struggling when their quarterback went out? Because the way that we played in the back end, our quarterback could have still been out and we would have won games. Maybe he would have lost 2 more than we did, but we would have still won some games. So where was that in the first 8 where your defense was god-awful bad?
Sure was. Couldn't find him with a search warrant.
Gosh, man. Well, you ain't supposed to find people with search warrants. You're supposed to hide them.
Hey.
No, I'm messing with you.
But that's what we're talking about. My thing is, I don't mind criticism. Nobody should mind the criticism when it comes to our team. Nobody is above or beyond it. But the whole thing that I don't like is this. What I don't like is to see in the comment section to whereas everybody thinks that you're being overly critical of Tua. I know when you're trolling Tua, but I also know
Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, that's my troll space.
Well, see, I don't have Twitter, so I don't see it. I don't hear
so many of your tweets.
Doug, don't respond to him, Doug. I keep telling people it is only for the Tuaneers. Anything that's gonna make Tua look bad, Twitter.
Either I get tagged in your stuff, Doug, see, this is or you get tagged in my stuff. TD, did you see this? I'm like, do they know that we have each other's phone numbers and we talk?
But you be seeing the responses. I agree with everything he said. Then why would you put that then? For the 50 millionth time, Twitter is for me to troll the Tuaneers to get all in the bunch.
And they
Boy,
do.
They be mad, boy. Hey, Doug, you see I be getting at them, though. You know I get under
Hook,
their
line, and
skin,
sinker,
Doug.
dude. They take it, and I'm just sitting there
Boy.
laughing.
But TD and Dougie, can I ask you all a favor? One favor.
Mm-hmm.
When we get close to the draft, you have a YouTuber, a fellow YouTuber, and this guy is good. Bro Shmo. He came on he snuck on one time for you, TD, when you were going over who we're gonna keep and who we're gonna lose for free.
He was on the pen, he was on the screen.
Yeah, he came in, but he came in his real name, not under his YouTube name.
I worked with Bro Schmo. Yeah.
You got to get him on, TD. I'm telling you, he is above par reason to me.
He's called Bro Schmo.
Mm-hmm.
He is called Bro
That's his YouTube channel.
BRO.
BROSH.
I don't know how to spell Schmo.
SHMO.
I ain't saying that to be funny. Bro,
BROSHMO. That's who you got to get. You got to get this guy on.
Oh, with the avatar. I see him in my comment section every day, like writing a message.
Yes. Oh my goodness. When we start looking at who we want to try to target for the draft,
he's a college guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
yes.
see that. I see
Big
that.
Dolphins fan.
Closet Dolphins fan.
Yeah, he's a big Dolphins fan. I worked with him when I was part of this football network.
So he don't do nothing really with Dolphins. He just straight up college content, though.
Yes, but he follows the Dolphins because he is a fan.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Well, I hit the homie up, see what he up to.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, this would be epic. If y'all three came on.
See, because I don't study college players. I don't study college players.
Yes, but oh my goodness. That TD.
Tua was the first college player I ever studied. That's why I'm convicted about my analysis coming out of the coming in the draft. He was the first person I studied, literally watching old games, just like I don't even know this kid, but I'm watching. I'm every play. Every play.
The funny thing is, I hated Tua before he even was a prospect because I hate Alabama because of Nick Saban. So the game against Georgia, I'm like, oh, good, they're gonna lose. And then in comes Tua, wins them the game, and I'm like, screw this guy.
Well, when I watched him in college, Doug, and I was doing the evaluation, I actually liked him.
Mm.
The only thing I didn't like was my evaluation conclusion was incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I broke everything down, I'm a sample size guy. So if I see him throw a deep ball and the guy wide open, that doesn't go into my analysis. I want to see the tough, rough things. You know what I mean? And it happened so little because he played for Alabama.
Yeah.
And a part of my analysis was it's not his fault, but I don't know. And then the small sample size that I have of those tough situations, I saw some issues. But I also didn't dog him and say it was an issue. I said, I can't come to that conclusion because it's still so small.
Yeah.
So when people were like, should you draft him at 5? I didn't just have one reason of injury. I had a compounding reason of injury and too many I don't knows from an NFL standpoint.
Yes, sir.
Because the small sample size that he have in college of those situations are going to be a large sample size in the NFL because you playing great competition and everybody around you ain't 5-star.
Yeah.
So I was like, I understand the injury, but mine is because I couldn't get a fair evaluation coming out of college. Everybody else was like, oh, definitely he's this and that and this. And then it kept getting worse whenever I would hear players come out and say, oh, he going to throw it anyway. You know, we knew how to beat him. Then I go back and watch that game again. God dog.
You talking about against Clemson?
Yeah, he was baiting them with his eyes and they didn't move, picked them off. They were like all of that stuff. Or he made a good throw, they caught it, but they hit the guy hard and he jarred it out. Oh, yep, that's the NFL like. And I start seeing these things, and this was my final conclusion of his pre-draft. I wouldn't draft him at 5, but I'll draft him 9 or later. That was my final conclusion of the pre-draft analysis. He's not in the top 8 for me. He was 9 or better. That didn't mean that he wouldn't be better than some of the other players, because like the number 7th or number 8th pick are terrible right now. But that was my pre-draft analysis. But what got me in this position now is I battled so hard with people on that stance early on. And it caused such this divide that I never back down from, never will until he proves me otherwise. Because I have still seen everything I was concerned about pre-draft. I ain't checked one of them boxes yet. I ain't checked a single box. Now, I'm not saying that we won't eventually, because that's the ultimate goal, but we still ain't checked the box. And to be quite honest with you, you would have hoped that some of the things you would have checked. I said, y'all, he a first-read quarterback. Oh, you a hater. He know 75. Wasn't that the number, Doug?
Yep,
75%. Well, you don't say nothing about Joe Burrow. I ain't tripping about that. Joe Burrow dinks and dunks too. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, when Joe Burrow can't dink and dunk, he's still making plays in that next level. Oh, no, you just hating. We just saw some stats that proved it all for me. And it doesn't mean that Tua can't get better. It doesn't mean that he won't turn the corner. It doesn't mean he won't improve in those areas. But at the same token, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, he has to do that first. It ain't my responsibility to give him credit for something he hadn't done yet.
In fairness to you, though, TD, you did say you saw Tua as a year 3 quarterback.
But he was a year 3 quarterback if you put him in a pro style football the first 2 years. If you let him struggle like they letting Zach Wilson and Trevor and them struggle.
Right. But
you're supposed to let him struggle in the pro style starting out.
That's true. But one thing I will say, though, TD, the one thing I will say about Tua is this, in which, looking back and seeing how Flores handled him and everything else, year 1, I am convinced, year 1, Tua was not supposed to get in an NFL game till week 12 against Denver. But when Denver got COVID and they had to reschedule everything, and our bye came early in 2019, Tua hit the field earlier than anticipated. And that was not a Flores decision. We know whose decision that was. It's the one he got a lawsuit against. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. He got in early. We saw glimpses. We saw some things that were there, but I still don't think that he was fully ready. And we know that because he admitted it. He ain't studied the playbook. Well, you weren't supposed to study the playbook if you coming back from that serious of an injury. Get healthy enough first to show us that you could play, then go ahead and attack the book. I can understand that. But see, I'm that way also with our linemen, Jackson, Hunt, all the rest of them. Everybody that was under year 3, I'm showing grace to because they are in the NFL. There are only 3 players on the Miami Dolphins I have absolutely no toleration for. Xavier Howard, we know he's all pro. We know he can do what he can do. Best player on the Dolphins. He's been there for 7 years. Devontae Parker, same thing. I have absolutely no patience for Devontae. Injury prone, everything else, even though I know for cap dollars, he may be worth keeping outside, even though I'm sitting up here saying, if you got a chance to get rid of him, buy.
No.
If you got somebody better. Only if you get somebody better and you can keep the cap number down. And number 3, Jesse Davis. I call him the Matador. Ole.
Now, here's what I want to say about Jesse Davis. And I ain't making no excuse for the man. I want him gone. Okay?
Yes.
But I've seen players just as bad as Jesse Davis on this O-line in the last 3 years go start for teams that's in the Super Bowl.
True.
Are you talking about Isaiah Prince?
That Isaiah Prince. Super Bowl. Well, that's true. But hey, look, Doug, it was still good enough, right?
Yes. Yes, but I'm saying
just because you're starting doesn't mean that you're good.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Trust me, if that O-line was better, they probably would have won the Super Bowl.
So no, those 3 and those were not Flores guys.
Ted Karras out here helping his team.
Oh my
I don't know
goodness.
why we let him go.
Who else? Isaiah? Who was that? Isaiah Prince or somebody?
Yes.
No, it's 4 of them. Trust me, I'm trying to think. There's 4 O linemen that we deemed as trash are
And
all playing.
Emmanuel, I think his name was like EJ.
No, it's one on the Chiefs.
Oh, I know who that is.
What's his name? Eric Flowers.
Eric Flowers is on the skin. Oh,
Well, yeah.
And the Commanders now.
But it's one more though. I think they play for the Chiefs. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's 4 O linemen in the last 3 years that we all, including me, deem trash, being productive at their current team.
Yes.
And when I say productive, they are not at the bottom of the league.
No.
And this ain't a Tua thing because they were trash with Fitz.
Yes. Yes. And so guess what? I'm only looking at seeing now because we're one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So now I want to see how that progresses. But now you're talking about we got to go through a whole new offense. We got to see how all of this is going to work out. That's the reason why I can't wait for the draft. I'm gonna wait for the draft, but I know good and well. Let's see what we do in free agency. And I'm still hoping we target our two main guys. One is the center, Jensen from Tampa Bay. I hope we target him, and I hope we target the
how much Jensen gonna cost?
The left tackle, Armstead from New Orleans, because they can't afford it.
Jermaine Illuminora.
Yes.
The guard.
The guard.
Yes. Cut him before in like training camp, and he's done great things for the Raiders.
What about Billy Turner?
Oh, he's showing out for
horrible evaluation of talent. Like,
what about Matt Skura? Where is he now?
We're going to start with first and second year guys on our offensive line, so that's going to work.
Yes, that's the reason why I want us to target those.
So we actually up to 5 now. 5 O linemen who we deemed were not good, trash, and I want to blame coaching on that. I was going to troll just now and be like, "That's Tua." I'm gonna be like, "How much subscribing? I hate you! I hate you!"
You're teetering at that 20,000 mark, and every time you say something about Tua, it goes down.
Yep, I know, right? Lost another 200. Lost another 200. Yep, proud too, Doug. I tell them every time, y'all. And this is what kills me, Doug. They be on Twitter. You talk bad on Tua to get more money and gain more subscribers. Little do you know, you lose. You lose subs talking bad about Tua. Mm-hmm. Tua is a weapon. You talk about him, you will get done in. You just do it just to make
most
yourself.
Most of the fan base likes Tua. So if people think you talking about bad about Tua is getting you money, no, most of the fan base likes Tua.
See, look at this, Drubbatron. You know he missed the whole thing, Doug.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta make dinner. So.
when I said send it, Doug, he said, "I'm out of here, y'all. I gotta go." And you come back now, Drubbatron. You come back now, you need to rewind the last 2 hours and learn something because you were the hardest advocate.
I tried to back you. I tried. I came in here like, I got the stats, Drubbatron. Let's do this. It ended with me coming in cocky, puffing my chest, and it ended me just like, see what happened was.
To be fair, I was shocked too, Doug. I was shocked too. I would have never thought those stats would have been that lopsided, bro.
But yeah, all right. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go make dinner for the wife.
No, you can't leave, Doug. We're more important.
See, you have to cook.
No, thank you so much, man.
We'll do this again. We'll do this on my channel again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna make it out alive, bro. They gonna say I corrupted you.
I'm making it. I'm
Doug,
making a video tonight. I'll be sure to set that straight.
I'm gonna bring the stats with me, Doug.
See, don't say nothing. Just pull it up and just say, "Here you go." That's all you got to do. Because, like I said, I was convinced when you all did that during the season, when you start doing the all 22s, breaking it down, that's a blessing and a curse, though, TD. I'm just letting y'all both know that's a blessing and a curse because it shows people where we're doing well, but it also shows and breaks down those weaknesses. When you had EM on with you when they did that Buffalo game, TD, That was it. That was it. Because EM is the biggest Tua homer that's out there.
Not
He
anymore.
had to say,
Hey, listen, man. I'm Doug. I know you got to go, but I'm about to go on Twitter and tell everybody Jacoby should have been QB1, man. Oh, they go, oh, this idiot. I can't stand this fool. That's what they go, boy, they attack me like
I'm
no
gonna get
other.
added on it. I know I'm gonna get tagged in it. I know it.
No. I'm gonna do you better. Dudley Do Wrong just concluded that Jacoby.
It's gonna be fun. My phone's gonna blow up. This is gonna be
Oh man, but take care of the fam, Doug, man. I'm gonna hit you up later, bro.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh
Fans up.
man.
Later.
That's crazy, man. There you have it. Dudley Do Wrong came through. Donald, man.
Hey,
Listen, man. It is what it is.
it is.
Ain't no more exposing need to be happening. That wasn't even a moment of trying to expose anybody.
No.
It's just pointing the picture out that there's different ways to build a team, and you have different options.
Yes.
And they don't make one option better than the other.
No, it doesn't.
But I think what it showed you is not even about Tua. It's just about that you can get a great quarterback that don't need as much, who can
True.
still make plays under pressure. We done seen the numbers of Burrow. We done seen the numbers of Watson.
And that just broke my heart. Oh my goodness. That broke my heart. I'm like saying, oh no.
We seen it all, man.
Yes.
And the thing that we can say is Tua has a lot of work to do. You know how they be like, oh, he's going to be better. Yeah, but the stairs he had to climb, there's a lot of flights when you really look at it.
Yes, he does, TD, and that's what I'm hoping. Because I know some folks won't say it. Look, I know Tua is a Christian, is a man of faith.
Mhm.
I'm a man of faith, and I know you are as well. And so, guess what? I'm pulling for him. I want him to do over and above and beyond that. But when I see you doing more time on a golf course than you're sitting up in a film room learning how to do your craft that you're getting paid for, that's where I'm sorry. This is where the military in me come out. I spent almost 22 years in the Air Force and retired. So guess what? I know about discipline. So look, this is your job, Tua. Fight for your job.
Mm-hmm.
Show everybody that you know what you're doing, at least are progressing. And that's what I want to see.
And he got to have the faith more than we have for him.
This is true.
He needs to be the one that turn this into the David and Goliath moment.
And he can, but he's got to win his locker room now. He's got to show the guys that he's going out there with that they can have and trust him too. So let's see
that, Donald, that's the part that's going to be really hard.
Yes.
Because at this point, the main key players already have their preconceived notion. They know the truth deep down inside. They see him in practice.
Yes.
And they know. You had the new QB coach just come out and say, I see some throws he can make. And the ones he can't make, we'll just have to build around that, basically what he said. What's the difference between that and when people got mad at whatever the anonymous player said, when they said, I'm at practice every day. I ain't talking about Sunday. He can't make all the throws. So that's already built in their mind.
Yes.
They're just playing their role, doing their job so they can get their money. But deep down, this is why I feel like you could end up having a problem with the Gesicki or Ogba, even if you wanted to sign them. They may say, hey, I'm getting an offer by a quarterback who going to make me look better. Gesicki. Hey, I'm getting an offer by a team that got a quarterback that could take us further for Ogba. Because you make your real money and a name for yourself if people see you in the postseason.
This is true.
And people get mad at Zach Thomas not making the Hall of Fame. He should, but at the end of the day, people all these beat writers, they didn't grow up watching him in the postseason do crazy things.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
This is what matters.
And when you answered me on that was good.
What's that?
When you answered me concerning Zach, why Zach didn't get in, because the numbers are comparable to Brian Urlacher.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up there saying, but I understand too. Urlacher been to a Super Bowl. He's has numerous playoff
Do
appearances.
we remember the impacts he's had in those games? And
Yes,
how many times they put the camera on him? This defense led by Urlacher. He had great players around him, but it was a historic D that they talked about and named him all the time. He has the postseason cachet.
yes,
And that's why I said Richmond Webb, Zach Thomas, they're victims of the Miami Dolphins' lack of postseason success.
yes. But my biggest one, though, TD, that should be in and hadn't been in and hadn't gotten in is Bob Kuechenberg. Kuechenberg got Super Bowls, got playoff appearances, got all those kind of things, and he definitely should be in. He should be a legend, should be in there along with Zach. But
I agree.
At the same time, he's going to eventually get in there. But look, like I said, you all have made my day. I'm glad you all have talked about this. And again, I'm not dogging Tua. Only thing I want to see Tua do is to go out there and prove all of us wrong, that he can do what we drafted him to do.
Exactly.
That is lead this team to the playoffs. Let's see if he can do it. This is year 3. We know he's a kinesthetic learner, but now he's got to learn a new offense. I know. I want to see how much work he's going to put in, because perhaps now he could say, well, look, I already know I'm going to need the extra work. Let me go ahead and take care of my business. Let's see.
Yep. We'll see how it goes, man. But thanks for coming through, Donald.
All right, my man. Fins up. And
fins up no matter what. Man, oh man, y'all. Listen, man. Hey, Drummertron, you say you want to come in here and explain. I dropped the link for you, bro. Somebody said, shaking my head, you need to be ashamed of back Tannehill for 7 years and still got traded. I need to be ashamed of that. There's no need to be ashamed. I think that even if I was wrong, I was wrong. Anybody who lives in shame is having self-pity for themselves. That's something I don't do. If I was wrong, I say I was wrong and I move on. What I don't know. What is it? Does people want you to feel pain for being wrong? Like if Tua balls out this year, is it like feel the pain, TD? Oh, how do I do that? I don't get it. I don't know. Jumbotron, what's up, man? It look like you got missing in the best moments and bro.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I just got home. Hold on, give me a second.
What's going on, man? You missed it, man. We've been talking for almost 3 hours, and I'm supposed to argue with you and explain to you what everybody already learned. I don't get it. I don't have the energy to do that, man.
Okay. Sorry, I missed what you just said.
What is it? What's the where was I wrong? What was your issue in the comments?
So what I was talking about, because I have the report. I've gone through. I've been combing over the report for the last week, and it was about specific things that you had brought up. The one was the heat map of the where he throws the ball. So that was the first one I was bringing up.
The routes and targets. The routes and targets.
Yeah. So if you look at other quarterbacks, even quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, the heat maps look very similar. They don't. And the point I was getting at there was that it doesn't show really properly, kind of like the distribution of passes. And you know, the other big thing, and it's the reason why I brought up Burrow.
Let's do one at a time.
Okay.
You said
so. Yeah. So the big thing I was bringing up there was that the heat map distribution of where he gets his targets. A lot of quarterbacks, the heat maps look nearly identical. Obviously, a guy like Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball just a little bit more further down the field. But the majority of Aaron Rodgers' passes, for instance, are in the exact same spot as Tua's. It's right there on the right just ahead of the line of scrimmage. 3 to 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's where the bulk of guys like Aaron Rodgers and even Joe Burrow, their passes are. And then you have, the other thing too is
well, one at a time. We want to talk about one at a time. Okay?
Yeah.
So in regards to the heat map, I know when I look at everybody's heat map, that is a high percentage area on the field. But some people in the intermediate area have a little bit of darker areas.
Sure.
Further down the field. Also, outside of the numbers, you get a little bit more color than blue.
Yes.
And that's what I was pointing out on that heat map, is that we have an empty middle, empty sides.
Yep.
From the color. But everybody else has a shady middle where you see a little of the color.
Yep.
And shady sides. But Tua's, you just got one color, blue. Blue.
Yeah.
So I understand the big dots, but the overall gist of what I was saying about that heat map is the middle of the field and outside of the numbers.
Yeah, so there's a couple, like I was bringing up, Aaron Rodgers was one that you can look at, that he doesn't throw the ball in the middle of the field. His looks kind of similar to Tua's. There's a few other quarterbacks.
No. See, this is where we get off. He has blue in the middle, but you see the sprinkled red.
Yeah, there's a sprinkle in there, but it's we're talking, when you see a sprinkle in there, those are like,
it ain't happening much, but it's happening, right?
Yeah, once, those are maybe over the course of the year less than 20 throws, maybe 10.
And what I'm saying to you is Tua's is completely blue.
Yes. Yeah, you're not wrong. There's other guys, and it's interesting, and I hope maybe if we sticking with Tua this, well, we probably are sticking with Tua this year, but I hope that McDaniel, because I went and looked at Jimmy Garoppolo's chart, and he throws the ball down in the middle a lot. So I'm wondering if that's something that McDaniel's going to look to. Jimmy G.
He does throw the ball in the middle a lot, and I can see that in the eye test, just watching the
above
games.
average.
But do you think that has anything to do with Tua's height, with his situation, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, and this was something that I wanted to go in depth with deeper. And I've talked to Color about this before. Actually, we were talking last night on the Fins tailgate. And this is kind of where I was bringing it full circle with bringing up Joe Burrow's throwing on his first read, that he has similar numbers to Tua on that first read. Like I said, I've seen all the stats. I was bringing up specific ones in the chat earlier, and I know it's difficult to bring in nuance in a text chat.
Yeah, I came to the conclusion Burrow's a first read guy too.
Yeah, and if you look at other young quarterbacks, not all, but a lot of them, even Justin Herbert, he's at like the 70% range, I think, or like he's pretty high up there too. And I think that's just probably a young quarterback thing. But Tua is really, really up there. And the whole point, what I'd like to start getting kind of a dialogue on is why.
Well, first of all, there's not a problem being high on your first read. If it's there, it's there.
Sure.
My whole analysis on first read is, if you're always going to the first read, are you reading defenses? You get a pass if you complete the first read at a high level. Tua gets that pass, right?
Sure.
Burrow does too. He's killing it in that, right?
Yeah.
My thing about reads are trying to determine, can you even read reads?
Yeah, so I would argue that being as efficient as Burrow is on his first reads, as efficient as Tua is on his first reads, I would argue that they are reading defense as well, because they're being so efficient. Those are elite efficiency levels.
That's not where you find out bro, you watch our Dolphins game.
Sure.
Tight end on the right side of the formation. When the ball hikes, he runs across the backfield and slips out.
Yep.
Everybody else blocking. They're not even running routes. It's only designed for him.
Yeah.
Hike, tight end. Catches it for 2 yards, runs for another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's not reading a defense.
Well, that's not every play either.
But you know how you determine if somebody's reading a defense? You go see how well they do on the second read.
Oh, sure. So this is where I want to go a step in. And just to be clear too, I'm not, I talk with color a lot and on clock blockers in the morning, and people like to call me a two-a-near.
No. I don't get that from you. Me and you have had enough conversations where I know where you are with this.
Yeah.
And it's not a two-a-near.
No, I'm very critical, but where I want to get to is why. So where I think we're kind of diverging in our thought process is I believe that, and this is something that I think is probably more scary of a thought to think of, because a lot of people talk about Tua's ability, his throw ability, and seeing things and getting to other reads. And I feel like it's less of that. And I feel like it's become more of a mental issue. And I feel the mental issue is much harder to overcome than the physical things, because you can always rehab, right? I think the ribs had a pretty significant effect on him this year. You could see it in he just couldn't throw the ball, wasn't throwing the ball the same way. But the stats are staggering when you look at those second read. I mean, you went over it, I'm sure. I saw bits of it, but I didn't catch it all. It's staggeringly bad.
The second read is so bad that it's more than mental. It's more than being able to read a defense. It's a combination of both.
Yeah, and the thing is, what it signals to me, I believe, is that he's scared. And when he's sitting in the pocket for more than 2 seconds, he knows the pressure's coming one way or the other. I feel like he's scared of getting hit.
So do we have damaged goods?
Probably. I'm a big advocate of if we can get Watson, you get Watson, or if we can get an upgrade, go get an upgrade. But I don't know that Tua can overcome these things, because I think it's 70% mental and 40% physical. Is that number I'm at? No, 30% physical. Because you can see it. I've been watching film since the end of the season. I went back and I tortured myself through the Titans game. He looks like once he gets past that first read, he looks scared and he looks like he's panicking. And you can see it when he's getting to his other reads. He's not just scanning the field. He's almost like jerking, kind of like, oh crap, I'm about to get hit.
But Germatron, I saw this in college, bro.
Sure.
I saw this in college. If it ain't wide open and the first read ain't there, everything drops drastically.
And he's been injured every year. He's been injured every single year.
The thing is, it didn't happen much in college because they were that good.
Well, yeah, the first read's always there.
And hold on, let me just read these super chats because I missed quite a few.
Yeah,
nobody is talking about McDaniel's offense may succeed in the NFC, but in the AFC, that same offense won't work against the high-powered offenses in AFC. I need to go look that up. How did San Francisco do versus AFC teams? I'll check that out. Philip O said, can you guys please do a weekly video, yin and yang? I'll hit Doug up and see what his thoughts are on that. I know he's a very busy man, especially with a baby in the house. So I'll see what he thinks on that. Let me see. I know there was one more donation. I don't want to miss it. One of the homies dropped $10. I'm so sorry if I missed your donation earlier. The conversation has just been so great. And Drubbertron ran away from it, but it's all good. We here. We gonna check him, y'all. Don't worry.
No, I came back. I'll always take a conversation.
Bro, the problem is we looked up his peers, and bro, it's night and day.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, 100%. They are just balling on second reads.
Where Tua sets himself apart is on that less than 10 yards and first read throws. I mean, you can go through everybody, even the experienced players. He's got elite numbers, and he's doing it more than yourself.
Is it setting yourself apart if you just getting a quick little tight end slip that's wide open all day?
So here's the thing. it's not, because again, you can compare, I mean, apples to apples. Other quarterbacks are doing it and they're not as successful at it as Tua. And Tua is doing it more than anybody else, which again, the law of averages, the more you do something, the more that number is going to average out, right? To 50%. So Tua's doing it more than anybody else, and he's doing it better than anybody else in that less than 10 yards and on that first read.
It's not the longer you do it, it'll average out to 50. It's the longer you do it, it'll average out to the real number.
Yeah. Well, yeah, correct. Yeah.
So
the fact that again, he's doing it. No, no, he's not supposed to come down to 50, but the fact that he's doing it and his numbers are still significantly higher than a lot of his peers in that category, again, is striking to me, and it makes me think, and it makes me wonder why on not just the second read looks, right? It's on those passes beyond 10 yards. Those passes take longer to develop. So those are the passes that are taking him, those are his second read passes, basically. So my thought is that this is a mental hurdle that and again, it's another reason why I believe that kind of validates my thought is how few sacks Tua has taken. He's so afraid of getting hit that once his first read is gone, he's just trying to get it to somebody on that second read. And that's why his turnover-worthy plays on those second reads are bad. That's why his completion percentage is bad on those second read. He's just so panicky to get that ball out. His
turnover-worthy plays on everything is bad.
What was that?
His turnover-worthy plays on everything is bad.
On the first reads, it's about average, I think.
No, the first read is his worst outside of scramble. He's terrible on the first read. Turnover-worthy plays.
Turnover-worthy plays outside of the scramble when he's scrambling. The kid cannot throw the ball on the run.
Yeah, he's terrible there. But I'm talking about on the first read, he actually has a drastic high turnover-worthy play. The league average is 3.5.
And his is
5.3.
Okay. Yeah,
the range is usually like 0 to 6 on that. Like,
you'd look at an over under of like 0.5% usually. So that's significantly high.
Yeah. See, he's just because he's just throwing the ball as practice, bro. He's not reading defenses. Tua Tagovailoa has done nothing to prove to me that he can read a defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Another thing that kind of leans credit to that is you don't see him change the play a lot at the line of scrimmage. Whether that's Tua's fault or whether that's a coaching decision, I don't know. But I would think I don't know if I can even make a comment to that because this relationship between the coach and the player was so weird. I don't know if that could be the case too, but there are a lot of anomalies, and this is the thing with Tua that's so I think it has the fan base so divided, is that not only is the situation that we've been in as a franchise so odd, but Tua as a player is just so his stats don't make sense. The way he plays things just don't make sense, and it's just. It's odd, and I'm not saying
they make sense if you they don't make sense if you believe in his skill. If you don't believe in his skill, they make all the sense.
Sure, but
it's just that nobody wants to accept that.
It could be. It could be.
It makes all the sense if he's just not a great good quarterback.
That very well could be. I don't know. And the other thing too is, again, you can in some ways give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt.
Why?
Well, the only one thing, and this is why, again, this is where I'm a little sympathetic towards Tua Nears, and I'm also still very sympathetic to the Tua, what do we call the Tua haters, is the position he's been put in with this franchise, the environment has not been conducive
to what
for anything, and it's staggering. and it's why I see, and I have some other conspiracy theories. We've touched on them here. I don't want to go too deep, but
Let me jump in real quick.
there's a lot of odd things that have gone on, and it's. I want to see this year. I think this year will be his litmus test.
No, it's not going to be his litmus test. What's around him going to get better, so it's going to make him look better. But how much?
But he needs to look significantly better, is what I mean.
And that
if he looks a little bit better, if he looks average, that won't be enough. That's what I mean by litmus test.
You're going to get an improvement that maybe gets us to the playoffs and out of there, but it ain't going to be what you need. Let me say this about some of the stuff you're saying. So, first of all, this whole notion that his environment, where you give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because of his environment, the situation got Deshaun Watson hanging over his head, all of this weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
See, if we want to talk about X's and O's, then maybe I'll agree that it's unfair to compare a veteran quarterback with a rookie. But when we want to talk about just straight up mentality, mental strength, day one can be compared with day 25. I mean, year 25. You come in this league, look at Burrow's mental right now. Is it not off the charts right now? His thought process, I don't care what's happening. I'm going after it. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing can hold me back. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that because here's why. They brought in Jimmy G to replace Tom Brady. What did he do? Gave him an MVP year and say, get his behind out of here. They brought in freaking Jordan Love to replace Aaron Rodgers, and he threw a fit about it. What did he do? Put up MVP numbers and said, I'm the quarterback. Matter of fact,
we're talking about greatest quarterbacks. I mean, we're talking about Hall of Fame quarterbacks too.
Doesn't matter though. They played their best in those situations.
Yeah,
we're not asking Tua to play like them, but rise above the occasion.
But TD, these are
average.
The situation that Miami has been in over the last 2 years is abnormal. You have to admit to some degree that this has been different than any other situation where you have a head coach and an owner that are not on the same page. You've got a head coach and the franchise quarterback not on the same page. You can't compare to Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow's got.
That's my next thing. Well, first of all, even beyond that, that's that conversation. I have zero wiggle room in my mind for. You either mentally tough or you ain't. At a minimum, play your best football. If you want a great quarterback, there are traits that they have to have. Mental toughness is almost at the top.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's an unfamiliar situation. I want a guy. What did Josh Rosen say? Even though he's trash, okay. But what did he say when they drafted Kyler Murray? Well, I guess I got to beat him out. They got rid of him. That's fine. But that's the mentality I want.
Sure.
I don't want to hear this. Well, no moping or feeling bad because he got that hanging over his shoulder. I want a quarterback who's ready for the challenge. Let me show you why I'm a franchise quarterback. And if you still don't think I am, I'm going to kill you with the team you send me to.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair analysis. And TD, that's the biggest concern with me is the mental aspect. I don't know if that's fixable. I think it's broken to an unrepairable point.
So the Flores point. This quote-unquote tension between Tua and Flores, which I still deny I don't agree with. I feel like they had tension from a relationship standpoint. I'm the coach, you the quarterback. I'm going to get all in you to get what I can out of you. I'm going to be hard on you. And that's the relationship I think it has. But we've turned that narrative into toxic. Let me give you a few nuggets of facts that would suggest what I'm saying is true. His rookie year number 1, was Tua ready to play?
No.
Did he even learn the playbook like he was ready?
According to him, no.
What did Flores say a million times? I'm only going to play him when he's ready. I treat him like my son. I wouldn't want him out there until I know that he was fully ready and healthy, which means Flores knew maybe from a health standpoint, he ain't 100% ready. And they knew he didn't know the freaking playbook.
Yeah. So why did they put him out there?
Told you that. Thank you. It's not about Flores and Tua. It was about the front office called down and put him in the game. You think Flores said, I'm starting Tua? You think that was Flores?
I don't know.
You know, and let me tell you why you know. Because if they were starting him and he was the guy, he would have never got pulled in those tough games either.
But
he never got pulled.
If it was front office making that call, then why would and Flores had no say in it? Then what makes you think that he would get his blessing, Ross's blessing, to pull Tua? What makes you think that would be even a thing? Because if he doesn't even have control over being the starter.
Because you can dictate who starts, but when I'm in the game, running the game and calling the plays, I get to dictate what plays and how many plays are being run. I get to go out there and try to win a game in the fourth quarter. If a coach needs to make a move, he gonna make it in the right time.
But why again? And this is again where all the strangeness comes in. There's a lot of weird. Why, like I did catch a little bit at the end with you and Doug talking about the offensive line, how some of these guys have gone on to be successful elsewhere, and there's a lot again to me. And I don't want to go into conspiracy theory.
I know that's a coaching issue.
There's a lot of really just weird stuff that is unexplainable. Putting Tua in, I don't know. I wish Omar would have asked Flores that in his interview. There was a few things I wish Omar would have pushed Flores a little bit more on to get some answers.
Was it your decision to put Tua in? But
who put Tua in?
We know he didn't. The man said he was upset about the announcement that Tua was starting because he didn't even get a time to address his team about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could spin that as it leaked out before he got to tell the team.
No, man.
How do you can't know? I mean, we don't know. We're all making assumptions.
No, bro. The evidence is right there in front of you. Flores said every week before that, I'm going to start who gives us the best chance to win. I am not starting. Hold on. Because he's superior. Exactly. We want to automatically say that he was lying. We rather hear that. No. Let me hear me out, bro. Bro, the man kept saying, I'm not gonna put him out there until he's ready. And Chan Gailey, the week before, said he's not ready. He will get it. It's just a matter of time when. He didn't know the playbook. He got the best chance to win. It shouldn't even be a mystery at this point. They told him from upstairs, we need to see what we have in him because we have other options that might be coming up. It's not a lot of stuff don't make sense. It makes all the sense in the world. They wanted to see Tua from upstairs to know what they had in him because other options were about to come available.
Because they had a meeting with the quarterback on a yacht?
Even beyond that, bro. We're talking to see what many people still don't want to acknowledge. They've been talking about Watson for more than a year.
For sure. Why do you think we have as much cap space as we do right now?
And we kept it.
There's a reason. And if we keep that cap space going into the year, you know why. Well, if we don't go crazy spending, you know why.
Well, I mean, you could spend. All you got to do probably by the draft is still have about $15 million to secure Watson, because in a Watson trade, you're definitely going to be sending somebody off. You're definitely going to save a little bit on Tua. You're probably going to be sending a player, and you're going to get the money back anyway. They'll have a plan. We'll see what it is.
Sure.
But my thing is this, though. This whole Flores relationship. Let's act like if you don't know, let's act like what I'm saying is true then. Okay. Flores never wanted to play him in the first place. He felt like the kid just needed to sit for the whole first year.
Mm-hmm.
And his hand was pushed to start him. And he had to do what he had to do, but he also didn't want to lose games. He put Fitz in the fourth to win some, blah, 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 right? Season is over. Where's the bad relationship? People forget how Tua was talking about Flores in year one. Drooling about Flores. Ain't not a word came out of Tua's mouth. It was just like you could tell the big shift and difference in year 2 with Tua with Flores than year 1. Year 1, Tua sung his praises and you believed it. You saw it on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach Flo, he's taking care of me. He wants to make sure, and I appreciate that. And then year 2 came. Year 2 came, the rumors were real. Why were the rumors real for Tua? Because Flores told him we were pursuing Watson.
Yeah.
Tua told you Flores told him that.
Yeah.
One thing I do appreciate about Coach, he was honest. He's transparent, telling me what's going on, that I need to just focus on my job and being the best player I could be. I appreciate that from him. But it got more and more and more sour as the year went.
Yes.
Because maybe Flores may have said some things or whatever. But by then, did it matter? The real toxicity, if it happened when he came back from injury.
Yeah.
Any toxicity, any problem between Tua and Flores happened when he came back from injury or the week before, because I remember Brian Flores. The first one. It came because Flores said, well, every time he's out there, he gets better, but you got to be out there to get better.
Yeah.
Right? From that moment forward, then the issues started to look like there was a problem. Flores was in him a little extra hard. And I feel like that's when the toxic moment came. But I also realized at that moment, they were ready to move off of Tua anyway. That was the trade deadline, y'all. The whole team was moving off of him. So this notion that he was under this toxicity his whole time here, the toxicity didn't start until they didn't pull that trigger at the trade deadline. Then there were issues, like everything hit the forefront. That's what I feel like the real problem started. But it was already too late by then. It was already underway by then. They already said, we don't want you by then. We want Watson. But the trade didn't go through. Everybody's supposed to patch up bandages and move on. And it wasn't a clean situation.
Yeah. And I think around that time, around Thanksgiving, right, we heard some other things. I think that's when the relationship between Flores and the front office really began to strain too. Once they weren't able to get that Watson trade done, I think that's when, from that point on, they knew internally Flores was not going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that went on around that time.
I agree.
I have some other theories about that too, but like I said, maybe we could talk about that sometime.
I agree with that, but let's look at the facts at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Tua has a massive mountain to cross to get in favorable graces of his future.
Yeah. No, he has to have a massive leap. We need to see a little leap is not enough. We need to see a massive difference in.
Is that realistic?
The way that is it maybe if you think that there were outside factors contributing to why we looked the way we did last year, it could absolutely look that way. And if it does look that way, I think it's going to make what happened this past year look even more eerie about potentially maybe some other things happening behind closed doors that we don't know about.
So let's give him the support from his coaches, make him feel loved, right? I want y'all to paint the picture of what's really being asked. Let's be honest with all the reasons why he failed. Let's give him the love he deserves from his coaches, like just drooling and it's okay. Let's give him that love. Let's give him a great O-line to mask what he can't do without it, right? Let's give him top weapons, even though our receivers get open just as much as the average in the league across the board, tight windows, step closing, and wide open.
Yeah, I don't know why people talk about the separation thing. It's not a thing.
They talk about everything that'll try to. Trust me, they keep kicking the can. They moving the goalposts every chance they get.
Separation is not a thing. We're about average in that sense.
my biggest thing with Tua, when you look at all the issues around him, what was the number one issue around him? What's that?
With Tua?
Yeah. What was the stat that hurt him the most in the league? What did he
being under pressure, throwing the ball under pressure?
But when you look at, he's 28th versus pressure.
Yeah.
We're not talking about what he is in pressures. We're talking about a percentage.
Yeah.
Which means you handle pressure 28th worst in the NFL.
Yep.
You are bottom 4 in the NFL handling pressure. 5.
Yeah. And there's and a lot of those, and some of those guys that he's probably behind are backups.
Regardless of who's in front of him. What I'm talking about is how you handle the pressure.
Yeah. No,
everybody
it's
gets
bad.
pressured, but when Joe Burrow gets pressured, he executing at a 92.7%.
Yeah. And that's where, to me, I believe it's the mental thing. And I don't know. And that, to me, is more damaging than anything else, because you can overcome injuries. Anybody can, we have medicine today that's better than ever before. But to overcome those mental hurdles, if he's actually afraid, that's not easy to overcome. And he may never be able to overcome those. He could be a great quarterback. He could be the next Drew Brees for all we know. But if it is a mental thing, we may never know, because that's nearly impossible to overcome. It's very, very difficult. I won't say nearly impossible, but very difficult to overcome that mental hurdle. TD, I appreciate you. Got to hop off and
all right, man,
and finish out my evening.
Appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yep. Have a great night.
All right, you too. All right, guys. I'm about to end this one. I may go live again, maybe not too long from now. I'm gonna go check on the fam. I got a free night tonight, but I may go live again because I want to play with our build around Tua Tagovailoa charts. And, start naming some players, what they may cost, and start putting them on a team and see what we do to build players. So come back later. Super chat TD. Oh, you sent one. Let me, y'all give me a second. Let me read all the super chats from this stream because I may have missed some. And I never like missing super chats. People pay their money to show support and get their message across. So let me do my part by reading it. But yeah, we're going to be playing with that today. All right, here we go. We're going to play with that this evening. Carrie P, if you can come back for that. JB, I know you just came in, but if you can come back for the next stream, we might do it in about 20 minutes, around 8 or 8:30. It might be at 8. But we're going to play with it. We're going to let people on, and y'all talk to me, like some of the players you want to get and things of that nature. Let's see.
Cool.
So
all right.
All right, no worries, bro. The super chat that I missed was, can you guys please do a weekly? I already got that. Nobody is talking about McDaniels. We did that. My dog. I appreciate you, Ricardo. Why was a small, weak-armed, slow, injured quarterback from a stacked Alabama roster drafted 5 overall? Tua is the reason Mac failed to 15. GM's wised up. That's tough, but yeah, I can't, dispute it. We'll see. He got a lot of answering to do this year. I'm finna get out of here. I'll see y'all in about 30 minutes to an hour. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.